It has been 300 years since the gods punished the world of Kryn. They shifted continents, sundered nations, consumed empires. 300 years since the gods departed, ushering in the time of darkness. Yet nothing is eternal. The world begins to heal. Fragile nations rebuild, tentative alliances reforge. But in the shadows to the east, the drums of war sound. Will darkness consume the land, or will heroes stand in its way? Welcome to Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen.
Becklin, the city sheriff in charge of Thornwall Keep, was in the bar with her squire. Goose, Junie, and this squire guy obviously have some tense history somehow, but I don't even know who he is, so I headed back to the room to freshen up before Uncle Ispin's funeral. I found Ollie was awake, finally, and stammering about some human poacher or trapper or something that hunts his little animal friends back home. I would guess he'd had a bad dream were it not for the fact he's also bleeding from the throat, and Mother's animal mask is practically glowing with transmutation magic now. Corey asked Goose to switch rooms with Ollie, so that we don't have to put up with this for another night, and he agrees at the cost of a favour to be redeemed later. Of course, Goose just can't do something nice for us without getting something for it. Junie cleaned up Ollie and we go to the funeral, but that awful cow Cassandra from school is here too, for some reason, with two of her guards, staying close enough together to be able to swap that brain cell they're sharing. Despite her incredibly disrespectful comments, Goose makes a nice speech about Uncle Ispin. Unfortunately, hothead that he is, he doesn't think about the consequences of who she is or how she might be connected, and starts a fight with one of her guards. And then, of course, little desperate lapdog that he is, Ollie jumps into the fight as well, conjuring some showy ursine spirit and again demonstrating a lack of control over Mother's natural abilities gifted to him. With order restored from Becklin, the funeral continued, with Junie giving a nice speech just as Father arrived on Juniper the horse. Cassandra's clearly drunk and still rowdy as I say my goodbyes to my dear uncle. I'm sorry to say that I very nearly lost control and did something I would have likely regretted later. But thankfully she decided to wriggle back to the wormhole she crawled out of. Honestly, who heckles at a funeral? Anyway, after the funeral, Becklin gave us a shield that belonged to Ispin and requests that Goose take his place in the reenactment of the Battle of High Hill. Now, I haven't seen Goose perform in some time, but I'm highly skeptical that he'll be able to live up to Ispin's wonderfully dramatic and yet moving deaths each year. But then again, maybe we'll witness his actual death, given he's wearing a cursed ring that he doesn't even know the first thing about. Yes, that's right, the buffoon came clean that he stole the ring from Cassandra's family, the Gerbers, and he can't take it off now. Corey and I had to go for a walk to cool down from that news. Unfortunately for us, Cow Sandra's grudge for us may have deepened, and she sent one of her goons to, quote, beat yous to a pulp, the hook. It didn't take much to outwit the moron with muscles where there should be brains, and we escaped back to the safety of the pub where our family were in various states of inebriation. The next day, by the time we're all awake, the festival was in full swing. Ollie handed over a bag of steel coins he'd found on the bodies of the men the other day, and Junie took it upon herself to decide we needed an allowance and cannot be trusted to simply handle our own money like adults. Knowing our Sandra is around, Corey does something I've never seen of her before. She actually asked for Goose's help and puts on makeup and a blouse. I'm not used to seeing her look so different, but she sort of pulls it off, you know? Anyway, we're at the festival now. Goose played some cards, Ollie, typical as always, managed to find some beasts to talk to, and Junie did some archery, I think, while Corey and I acquired a magical chocolate coin, a ducat of luck, and then I used that to win a pie eating. I used it to win a pie eating contest. Oh, now I still feel deathly ill from that. But the prize money was worth it, hopefully.
All right, perfect. And with this amazing recap, wow, what a recap!
Jeez, that recap was long.
Oh my
Aged
gosh,
like 7 years during that.
I know.
Why didn't you cut it down, Rackham? Why didn't you cut it down?
The worst, dude.
God.
Imagine. I want that recap to be the next one to be twice as long. Give me a 12-minute recap, you guys. Actually, make the recap longer than the episode, and I think it will be in the right place.
Every single
Wonderful.
time.
A 4-hour recap.
Four
That's the
hour
plus
recap.
side about playing an idiot. You just say like 3 sentences because that's all he can remember.
Whereas Lyndon
I
is
can
super
remember.
detail oriented, so it's like everything.
It
I'm only
tracks.
playing an idiot, right?
Mm.
The exact
And I'm only
temperature.
playing a genius.
Listen to us.
There it is. Oh, fine.
Yes.
All right. Dread.
Last-
Hi, Dread.
Hello.
Who are you?
Oh, hi. My intro got melded into AJ's because I'm in the studio. Ah. Hi, I'm Dread. Dread GM. If you want to see what I'm doing, I run a I run a Twitch channel, Dread GM, and a YouTube channel, Dread GM, and I just have a lot of fun. And I'm a professional game master and voice actor. And if you want to check out my stuff, just type it into Google and you'll find me. But yeah, Movie Nights is currently running. We're watching all the D&D movies together with Rob over there. We got a Call of Cthulhu game coming out really soon, which is super cool. And I think that might be it for now. I got some other stuff in the works. You'll find out. Google it. Okay, it's on the line.
Yeah, you done it.
Yeah, I done it.
Perfect. Thank you. I forgot. That's my
No
fault.
one
I think
applauded.
it all got mixed into one. So at the end of last week's episode, you guys were enjoying the festival, the musics, the sights, the sounds, the tastes for some of you, more than others. And as you were finishing up with your archery contest and mingling with the beasts and hanging out and doing cool things, the voice of Becklin called out to let everybody know. And in fact, a separate voice that you guys haven't quite heard yet, but you recognize the mayor of the town, Mayor Raven. Her voice carrying across from the central area of the town, saying that the Battle of High Hill is set to start in about an hour, and that the walk to the grounds where this reenactment is to take place is about 30 minutes north of town. And with this, see the villagers sort of start packing up. Yalme back in the brass crab is telling everybody, all right, everybody out. I need to start preparing for the feast after we win yet again against these Starian forces. Come on, out, out, out. And people are starting to gather in the central part of town to get ready to go for the walk to the battlefield. Now, a lot of you know, because this isn't the first year that you're here, that the Battle of High Hill is a reenactment, essentially, of a war or a battle that happened hundreds of years ago. It is the story of the foundation of the town, where a small local militia led by Lord Vogler, who was the founder of the town, stood against an army of Istar from the east and proved to be successful on that day, and it was commemorated and continues to be commemorated by the reenactment every year. It's a big honor to be a part of it, and Goose, you were specifically invited to be part of it, though the door is open to all of you if you wish to participate in some manner. So knowing that people are heading out and the booths are slowly closing one by one, is there anything else you guys want to do? The fishing contest has come to a close. You guys missed out, sadly. Is there anything else you guys wanted to do before you follow town, or maybe some of you didn't want to go?
Throw up. Definitely throw up.
Nice.
Lyndon, after collecting his winnings, still feels just super nauseated, and walks into an alleyway or so. He's respectful enough to try and find an outhouse or a bathroom or a long drop, but if he can't, he will throw up in a barrel in some alleyway.
Yeah.
Sure. As you're walking by, sure enough, there are plenty of enough barrels that are partially open because people have been celebrating. Make a let's see what you find. Make a quick perception check.
All right,
First roll of the day.
Suffering
always say
poison
never-
conditions, so I have disadvantage on it.
Yes.
Not bad. 15 and 13, so 13 plus perception. That's a 16
Nice.
total.
Nice. Yeah, you find that there's a cask that's been open and people are dipping their mugs to drink, but luckily, instead of yakking up in there, you find beside it a small bucket that's been used to gut fish, and
Yeah.
this is the best place, presumably, to let loose. Delicious.
See, Goose just steps up next to you in the alley. It's like, they should, they say never to do a reenacted battle on an empty stomach, but in this case, I think maybe probably for the best, eh?
Nice.
Do you like a mint?
It's in my nose.
Yeah, it gets that way. He's the goose is holding
job-
back.
My
Lyndon's hair.
aim is that someone vomits in the actual chat right now.
It's
Why
very
would that be your
convincing.
aim? That's
Very
so mean.
convincing.
So as we all
Hold back
mute
the
Rob,
set.
It's participatory theatre, you see. It's
Yeah.
you know,
it's pantomime.
Experience.
it's an experience. Yeah, exactly.
He does that thing. He does that thing where you've got nothing in your stomach anymore, but he's still like dry retching. Like there's that.
Nice.
The body's like, hey, we're still poisoned. Get it all out, and you're like,
Nothing
that's,
left,
that's
bud.
everything.
Nothing left but the fumes. All
Stomach
right,
cramps.
easy. He's just giving you big slaps on the back.
As there, there's a kid that comes by. Mom, I think he had a bit too much berry juice. Ew. I didn't know elves
Like
could throw
Daddy.
up.
That's
I
what
don't
it
know.
is, son. Berry juice.
Lyndon, are you alright?
No, but it's worth it for the money. I hope.
I think so.
Uh,
But
uh,
you're looking a little green.
could you clean me up a little? I feel like it's.
course.
How much money did you make? May I ask?
You may not. I mean, you may ask, but I'm not going to tell you. It wasn't a lot.
Okay. Well, then it was worth it then.
Okay. We need to get you to that reenactment.
I know
So-
it kill a hangover cure. Is this the same thing? Do you think a hangover cure would help what's going on here? I don't know.
I don't think anything that you want me to consume, drink, eat, it's not going to stay down. I just need to sit it out, I think.
Alrighty. I mean, well, if it
Is it,
potatoes is all I would say. Just get some.
am I
starch in
seeing
you.
things, or is Junie being attacked by a wolf?
She'll be right. She'll be right. That's happened
Sorry,
before.
my dog literally
It's
just
not-
busted down my door.
We saw.
Is that one of Ollie's wolves?
Yes,
Stop
that's.
calling the wildlife.
I
Okay,
can't help it. I love them.
we don't know these wolves. They're not like the ones near the farms.
We just.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get to know them.
He's a good boy.
Good boy.
He smells bad.
No, I think that's. I think that's Lyndon.
It's not. I just cast prestidigitation on him.
Oh, does it just
Might be you.
disappear? Me?
Yes, that's how magic works,
Oh,
Ollie.
Lyndon, you don't
You
look
never put a day
well.
into studying in your life.
Don't look well at all.
I don't feel well,
Um,
but sometimes you have to
I
do what
might
you have
have
to do.
some like kind of just like essentially chewing leaf, or like essentially mint or something that I might be able to. Oh, I think I actually I have like some ginger root. I can quickly make a little
I mean, yes, if you have something,
something
Jenny,
to
thank
chew
you.
on. Yeah. Do I need to roll for that?
No, you're fine. Yeah, you
I got survival skills. I got some stuff.
presumably you have it something to settle the stomach a little bit.
Yeah, just
um,
like a root.
And as you're,
I just rolled a self-constitution saving throw to
Yeah.
see if your
Yeah,
ginger
yeah.
root helps, and got a nat 1. So I don't think I think I'm
Far
still
out.
very much in the poisoned condition. so I
sadly,
think
the
it'll
ginger
just-
root that you pull
time
out
is the
has
only thing
like
that'll take.
has mold that's grown on it. You didn't notice till you handed it to him.
It doesn't help that Goose is right behind Juniper eating a large bowl of porridge that he just found.
That
Where
he
did you
just
get-
found.
Where did you get that? Where did you get that?
It was just lying there.
Okay, well that's theft and disgusting.
It's free porridge is what it is.
Are you sure it's porridge?
Oh, it sounds so sloppy.
Barely sure, like 60%.
Okay, Lyndon, why don't you and I go for a bit of a walk and get some fresh air?
Let's get towards the reenactment area, the hill.
Goose can, someone make sure that Goose gets where he needs to be. I think you just need to get far away from smells right now.
Yeah.
I can do that, Junie. I'll help you get there, Goose. Hey, can I have some of that?
Yeah, have some alley porridge.
About that time,
Delicacy.
there's Becklin that's
It's-
walked up behind you, Goose, and has put her hand on your shoulder. Just to make sure, you are going to participate, yes?
Yeah. I'm
Um,
gonna throw down. I'm gonna beat wholesale ass.
now, we are short a few participants this year. The piety contest kind of took a few prisoners, and I see your brother's not doing great. Does anyone else want to participate? We've got a few rooms on the militia side of things, or on the attacker side of things to participate. Anybody else?
Hey,
There's a
Goose,
prize in it.
Ollie.
When
Do you
does
think
it
I'm
start?
ready to be
Jump in, mate.
to be a
fun.
showman like you?
Well, I mean, you may never be ready for that high bar, but I think in general you're ready to get your pretend ass kicked. Sure.
I'll stay with Lyndon.
All right. Well,
Are you sure?
there are certain areas that where I'll be standing with Cudgel, and we'll be watching the entire affair. The mayor will be there as well. You can stay with us if you like. Lyndon, and I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
I'm Corey.
Corey, great. If you could sit with us or stand with us while we watch the reenactment with the rest of the village, absolutely. So you're participating, Maya. You're tall. Goose is participating, and she points to Juniper, unsure if you are going to participate.
No, I'm not really a performer.
Come on, J-Town.
I mean,
Yeah,
J-Money.
the most convincing death and there are judges, and I'll be happy to allow Corey and Lyndon to judge and give us also their thoughts on the best death on the babattlefield.
My brother's
I'm gonna-
not well. I think it would be best if.
Corey's got him. Come on.
Yeah, Junie, it's
Get in the
fine.
mucky muck.
Are you
Look at
sure that you
Lyndon
don't want
looks
to?
half dead already? So you're already a shoo-in.
Are you sure you don't want to participate, Corey? It's a lot of fun, and
No,
you know,
I'm fine.
you're
Thank you. I'll stay with
Hmm.
Lyndon.
Lyndon just holds his hand out and grabs Corey's hand.
okay. Well, I just thought it might be good for you to, you know, while you're back home, have a break, have a rest. Do
She can make her
something
own decision,
fun.
Junie. We're not children anymore.
I didn't say that you were.
Sorry, so
I will-
I'm gonna write down Goose and Oleander, and do I put you down as, and what side? Do you want to be
J-Bone. Put it in as
I-
J-Bone.
J-Bone? All right, J-Bone.
No.
And J-Bone, are you on the militia of the town, or are you attacking with Cudgel's armies?
I am part of the town's militia.
Wonderful. J-Bone, Goose, and Oleander. Wonderful. Excellent. I'll see you there, and may you have wonderful deaths. And wow, that was a great dog. Love dogs. And with this, she'll.
That's my new dwarf friend.
You make
He
friends.
stinks.
He's very talkative for some reason.
Got to stop picking up strays.
Can't help it.
And with that, the town begins their long 30-ish minute march, which might take a little bit longer for Lyndon in particular at this moment. And they head off in the direction of High Hill. Is everybody going along? Is anybody staying behind? Okay.
Definitely going along.
Loved.
Going with, just not participating.
Perfect. Passing through woods and fields, Vogler's parade of militia members and reenactment spectators finally reaches High Hill. It takes you about 30-35 minutes. And this year, there's a very special occasion in that the mayor, Mayor Raven, has asked a friend of the town, Cudgel Ironsmile, to bring her actual military troops there. And those of you, actually all of you would decipher this, I don't need you guys to roll an insight. There have been rumors of strange sightings to the east from here. You were reminded of the 3 knights that you ran into along the roads who were on some kind of mission. And you gather that Mayor Raven asked for Cudgel's help in providing maybe a little bit more oomph. Yes, it's still padded weapons and wooden swords and so on and so forth, but just, it wouldn't hurt to get the militia a little bit more involved in pretend fighting, so that if, who knows, real fighting ever broke out, there might be a little bit more experience amongst the groups.
Also
And-
adds to the show of it.
Yeah.
I imagine.
The grassy slope is spotted with trees and crumbled stone fence. Near the base, several dozen soldiers in matching armor stand in even formation, and you recognize these being as Ironsmile's people. The contrast is striking between these mercenaries of the Ironclad Regiment and Vogler's militia, with their mismatched armor and crooked helmets, but it does nothing to dampen the spirits of those assembled for the Kingfisher Festival's climactic reenactment. And there's a bit of a climb that goes to the top of the hill. At that moment, the mayor, Cudgel, Becklin all separate and go with the townsfolk to go towards the seating area, which overlooks the battle, and she points to the top of the hill where this massive tree called the Victory Tree, which was planted after the war was won, or the battle was won, stands atop overlooking the entirety of the battlefield, where the militia is gathering and they have the high ground. So she looks again one more time. So J-Bone, Oleander, and Goose, you're going up there, and Lyndon and Corliss, you're staying with us, yes?
Let's go.
Yes, staying here.
Perfect. After much...
Could I get a reminder as to how long I was suffering the poison condition? Was it an hour, 2 hours?
It's
4 hours, 8 hours?
After about the 30-minute walk will do wonders for your constitution. By the time you get there, you'll have evacuated everything. There might be make a con saving throw. You want to roll above a 10.
Here we go. That was cocked. Let's go again. That's a 16.
Nice. There's a moment you think that maybe your bowels will want to participate in this festivity, but you're able to hold back, and you're okay. You don't embarrass yourself or your sister.
I think it's passing. I still don't feel good, but I feel better. I'm not getting cramps anymore, at least.
One of the people that's behind you is like, dude, really? I'm right behind you. It's like, come on, man. Like,
well, I mean, it's
if you have a problem, leave.
I mean,
I wish farts don't stink.
No, it stinks. Smells like rotten egg, bro. I don't know what you got
That's
that.
from something else.
You're not our bro. You're just a random person.
Yeah, Ollie, most people
I'm gonna sit
aren't
down
related
here.
to us, but you don't have to point it out.
I mean, why did he call us bro? Doesn't that upset you?
We'll
You're the
chat
one that's
about
so
it, mate.
obsessed with words.
I don't get what this has got to do with battlefield reenactment. Surely everything stunk like shit back then.
Well, it still does, apparently, says the person that was behind Lyndon and just kind of moves on ahead.
Yeah, it's realism, dickhead.
Yeah, dickhead.
I hope you die horribly and that it sucks.
Lyndon is sitting down, just beetroot red, just head in hands, just so embarrassed that everybody's having so much discussion about his unintended flatulence from having food poisoning.
Lyndon's allowed to fart as much as he wants.
Goose.
I think Corey is just
Got you,
using
bud.
like prestidigitation to just take the smell away
Wave
as
it
quick as
away.
can, just like
Wave it away.
very subtly.
Have you ever used prestidigitation before to clear a fart? I think I needed to ask that question, but here we are.
Surely that's the
I don't think
first
I
thing
have.
you do.
Yeah.
Steady baby.
After
I definitely
Goose
used
drunk
it
too
to
much
like
milk.
waft perfume-esque scents towards people, and I feel like this is similar. It's just like
Nice.
there's like fake air freshener smell,
Nice.
like
And
masking over the top of the smell rather than clearing it.
it's
because I
like that
can't
when you go
really
to
do
a car, the pine scent, like, and it just,
Yeah.
it doesn't, it's just mingling with it. Mm.
Yeah.
It's a
It's
Febreze
helping.
ad.
Yeah, it's like, now this dumpster is inside a pine forest.
You know, you would think that farts wouldn't be so insulting to people. Nature, a lot of creatures fart. I've seen wolves fart. I've seen birds fart.
How many percent of this stream is going to be
Squirrels
dedicated
fart.
to this fart?
100%. This is it. This is where we start.
Okay, let's
fart stream.
knuckle down.
It's
then.
the
All
fart
right.
episode.
This is
It's
it.
really not.
Yeah.
Give it time. Give it time.
Give it time. Let it cook. Let him
It'll-
cook.
It'll
After
repeat on it.
much laughter and jostling, the mayor, Cudgel, and other spectators are walking to a nearby vantage point to watch Lyndon and Corey along with them. You see that in that mix, as you're walking and you're a little bit behind, you see that Cassandra is coming in from the other side to prepare herself to stand with the Watchers to observe, because she lives in town, she's in town, and she wants to watch the fight. I'm not sure if that changes anything for you guys,
If
but
she if she accidentally gets killed by a flying arrow that was meant as a prop but was accidentally sharpened, it won't be the worst thing in the world.
Or an accidental flying hammer that is thrown from.
I was going to
knows
say,
who.
interesting
Who knows
that you
who.
immediately chose an arrow from. I always gotta clean up after y'all.
I think Cory is going to, no matter what Cory is doing from henceforth, have an eye trained on Cassandra.
Perfect.
Likewise.
All right. So, as she approaches towards the group of villagers that are going to be watching, the militia takes up its position atop High Hill with Oleander, with Goose, and with Juniper J-Bone, amongst that group. And it's the same hill that Salamnic troops held, so long ago. They face the mercenaries of the Ironclad Regiment at the base of the hill, arrayed as the force of Istar once were. Although the event is only a reenactment, a tingle of excitement fills the field. Somewhere on the line, a reenactor hoots and yells, "Let's send those Istarian rats running!" Now, for the three of you that are part of it, there's the massive tree that stands that is climbable, though it goes fairly high. There's a broken down wall that kind of surrounds the top of the hill. There's the major group of, green, if you will, militia members who are kind of staring. They're nervous. There's a bit of nervous energy. They're wearing these padded swords and spears, these blunted arrows, but they're grinning with excitement. They're just like, I'm going to kill 3 of them. I'm going to knock out 4. Watch. Where do the 3 of you want to sit? So, Goose, where do you want to be? In the thick of things? Like, where do you want to stand?
The only reason that Goose signed up for this, and to be honest, he would prefer to be on the mercenaries because he thinks the mercs are cooler, that he wants to be in the front of the charge. Like, he wants to be the spearhead of the vanguard. He wants the experience of sprinting into battle with a hammer in his hand. He's not going to probably get it in any other fashion.
Okay, so you're in the thick of things. You're up front. People are looking to you. Well, this guy looks like he really wants to get in there. All right, fine. Well, I'm going to follow him.
Let's go, boys.
J-Bone,
Goose is gassing everyone up. He's like overwhelming enthusiasm. It's just like spilling out.
Nice. How'd you do your hair like that? Is that part of like the thing?
Look, I can teach you how to swing a hammer. There's some things I can't teach, but.
All right. Let's talk after the fight. I'm keen. I'm curious.
All right. Battle face is on, and he gives him a kiss on the cheek.
Beside him, you see Godswin's little brother is also in the mix up here, getting ready to fight. Garrett is in the mix. You don't see Godswin anywhere, by the way. You haven't seen him since you woke up this morning. But there's Garrett, hammer in hand, looking to you. Doesn't say anything. He's got his dirty blonde hair sort of like overlooking his eyes, and he's looking excited, a little bit nervous, but he's breathing through it, and he's putting on a brave face. But you can tell that he's actually kind of nervous about this whole thing. Juniper, J-Bone, I'm sorry. Where are you standing?
Ah, damn. I think Juniper is very much not like an actor, and the whole time as she's been walking towards this thing, just a very aggressive silence has settled over her as she's not participating in the buzz. She doesn't seem excited to be there. She kind of just wants to get this over and done with. So I think she's gonna pick like maybe a small little kind of, if there's any kind of branching off kind of group, or she may just kind of go it solo and try and like sneak around and do a sneak attack on the opposite side.
So there's like the broken old like stone wall that stands near the tree, and there's a couple of archers with their blunted arrows that are standing behind it, using it as sort of cover, and they're planning of shooting from behind there. There's like 3 of them. That's like the only branched off group that you see.
Brilliant. And I'm an archer, so it's all great.
Excellent.
It's all great for me.
Goose is gonna see, because he's talking to everyone, and then he's gonna like try and like.
And
see
I'm
where
just
Juniper
heading
is.
off like silent. I didn't say
like,
where I was going.
J-Bone, but I can get more of it than you.
I think maybe she will like give him a like almost like she's gonna turn around and like look, but then just kind of like forges on.
Ollie, you watch as in the front
That
is,
went well.
is Goose, in the
got
back
it.
end, Juniper is sort of splitting off. Where do you want to stand?
Ollie's like an excited puppy. He's just going up to people saying, "Hi, I'm Ollie." That was American. I'm sorry. Hi, I'm Ollie. Ollie. Hi, are you gonna die really good? I think I'm gonna try and die the best that I can. How are you going to die? How are you going to die? I'm thinking about maybe getting impaled, or maybe I can do a head crush thing. And that's my brother over there. That's Goose. He's an entertainer and a performer like me. And oh, that's J-Town or J-Bone or Junie. Or how does people react to that?
Yeah, one of them beside you is like, well, it's my second year, and watch. And he opens his jerkin, and you see that he has sausages that he's stashed under it. When I get gutted, it's going to look so good because I'm going to put all these sausages to make it look it's my gut spilling out. The prize money is mine for sure.
Hold on. I'm going to run over to Goose. Goose.
Yeah.
They have props.
Yeah, well, we have something better than that.
But that guy over there, I'm going to point to the sausage guy.
Sausage guy.
He's got sausages. It's going to make them look like they spilled his intestine. He's going to die better than us.
Nah, mate. Nah. We got something better than that. It's fine.
What's that?
Talent and charisma. We're going to do well.
You think I have talent and charisma?
You are getting there.
Such a prick.
Yes.
All right. Game face on, big buddy.
Oh, right.
A moment
You've
later,
gotta change the game face.
I gave you a kiss on the cheek.
Aw.
Like you did everyone else.
so as you're kind of beside your brother, when suddenly you hear a trumpet blasts the signal to the start of the battle. You hear from down below the same creature, the same individual that you'd seen before, that half-ogre towering. "Forester!" he yells, and his voice carries across the battlefield, and you see all these sort of dressed soldiers, and they look really good and really threatening with their weapons, start charging up the hill, and all around you, the Vogler militia charges down to meet them. And within moments...
Goose does just a quick, the entire Theoden speech. Before just a quick,
Just a real
snaps
tight
it
one.
out.
Right.
Are you giving us the Braveheart speech? Is that what you said?
No, the Theoden speech.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Shattered shields, death.
And with this, as the charging troops with Juniper standing in the back, Ollie, Goose just kind of charging down towards, I'm going to ask all of you to please make perception checks.
That is a
First
natural
roll of the
20
day.
for a 19.
Nice.
That is an 18 for Juniper.
Yeah, I got a +5.
Okay.
I got a 9. It's not bad. And we 9.
9.
14.
Was I also meant to roll one?
Yeah, everybody.
9.
9. Excellent. Anybody who rolled a 14 or above, let me get this in here. You notice and you realize as the charging troops are going up that the glint of metal is definitely caught in the air. And it is just a second too late before the unexpected sound of metal clashing on armor rings across the battlefield, silencing laughter and melodramatic boasts. A ribbon of red splashes over the grassy hill, followed by shocked screams. Any pretense of reenactment shatters. High Hill is the site of a true battle once more. Within moments, all around you, armed mercenaries attack unprepared villagers, suddenly fighting for their lives. And I'm going to ask all of you, and we're going to split this into 2 groups, to please roll initiative.
Holy crap.
Oh my god.
Holy
Oh.
jeez Louise.
We are fucked.
Let's
that's
go.
Another 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Please don't die, everyone.
So 25 to 20. 20 to 15, 18 Juniper.
15, Kari.
Sorry. Was mine in that? 11.
15 to 10.
11.
Goose is 10.
11 is
There was
Ollie,
such a
10 is
little
Goose,
brother
and
energy.
Lyndon, what did you get?
9 for Lyndon.
9 for Lyndon. Okay, we're gonna generally abstract. I don't think we necessarily need to have like down to the exact size of things. So just will be 2 groups. Will be group 1, which will be Juniper, Ollie, and Goose, and group 2 will be Lyndon and Corey, aside from everyone else.
Could I ask, not for Lyndon because he was sick the whole time, but would the walk on the way to this event have counted as a short rest for Corey?
Sure, yeah, it's not strenuous. It's actually kind of a nice walk, and she's holding on to.
So if
yeah.
if you haven't already used it today, I don't think you have. You'll get your arcane recovery, so you'll get half of your spell slots back, just because that will help for this, hopefully.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually used any of my spell slots today.
Okay, cool. I don't know if you've done these disguise self or anything.
Nope.
So we're gonna start.
I was fighting physical disguise.
Yeah, I'm wearing Goose's blouse, hence the
Very
different
nice.
color today, and
Beautiful makeup,
the makeup.
So, in the thick of battle, Juniper, as you guys are charging down, Juniper, you're further back than the rest of them, but up in the front, where you guys are charging in the thick of things, Ollie and Goose. So, let's start with the 3 of you. 4 of the individuals you watch as immediately there these mercenary guards mounted on war horses that are not part of like the initial charging have come from the side looping around the battlefield, and it looked like at first they were watching, have now slammed to the side, but because you guys rolled better initiative than they did, you are ready for the 3. One of them splits off. 3 mercenary guards mounted on these war horses are barreling towards the side of your group. Top of the round is Juniper. You get sights of them. They're about 60 feet away from you.
Okay, well, I would like to try and shoot one with my longbow. I assume I just, like, ditch the rubber tips and just start drawing from my own quiver.
You got it.
You would hope.
This is
good.
all part of it, right?
I'm good, but I'm not that good. Just, like, out of pure panic and fear that this is all gonna go terribly wrong.
Okay.
That is a 14.
14 misses. As you take a shot, the arrow, you watch the guard that's on the warhorse, blade in hand, snaps the arrow out of the air and knocks it to the ground. These guys have fought before.
Yeah.
This is not their first rodeo.
I don't think I have, I don't think I have any real bonus actions I can do, apart from just to shout to Goose! Ollie! I've got you! Stay back!
I nod, and I'm like, I got him!
Okay. So, with that, as the warhorse is trampling forward, I'm going to skip Corey for now because you guys are in a different group. Ollie, you're next.
Okay. How far away is...
This guy's like 25 feet away from you. Like, he is
What about
literally...
Goose? Goose and Junie?
Goose is side by side with you. Junie's 60 feet back behind, shooting arrows from
Okay,
the
cool.
top of that wall.
I'm gonna say, Goose, we need to stick close together.
Stay behind me.
Okay, but I can help. I can
know,
help.
buddy. Help
I'm
from
gonna-
afar, all right?
I'm gonna
Help from
run
afar.
30 feet closer to Junie, ignoring saying from afar.
Okay.
And as I do, I'm going to take out my bear tooth from before. I'm going to rub my finger across its curve, and I'm going to point down, and I'm going to say, Ispin! And as I say Ispin, the bear is going to appear and bathe us all in green natural light, and we all get the effects of the bear spirit. And the bear spirit's going to give us...
10 hit points, is it? I can't remember.
Yeah, so temporary hit points equal to 5 plus my druid level, so we all get 7 hit points.
And we get advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
And this is for how many people?
It is each creature of my choice. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Yeah.
Don't.
It doesn't have a limit, which is weird.
Okay, that's fine. It might not have.
Yeah. So if you want to give people around me as well, thematically, you can give a few other people around us as well.
Okay. Do you want to include the villagers that are beside you?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'll yell out as Ispert's with us.
And with this, the bear shows up and it lets out this roar that invigorates the people around you. You see the shield of Goose that he's carrying. Ispin's shield. Is it strapped to your back? Is it on your arm? Where's that shield, Goose?
I think for this, he would have it strapped to his arm.
Perfect. So strap, you watch as the vines that are growing on this green shield that has like the representation of leaves, vines, and a tree on it suddenly flares to life. And there's this burst around it. They're all looking to you, to the shield, and you hear the echoes coming from all of them as one vote, as if coming from one voice, one throat. For Ispin! And all of them feel invigorated. What will you do after this, Goose? You've run 30 feet up. You've summoned the bear spirit. Anything else?
Yeah. So that was my bonus action.
Yeah.
As my action, I'm going to. I'm going to fling off a first level spell, Ice Knife, towards the closest group of the knights. I'm going to point my hand out, gathering the moisture in the air. It's going to pinprick in pinnacles and icicles in front. I'm going to collect it together, pull it together, and just like throw it.
Okay. That sounds dangerous. I think you make an attack roll, then there's like a saving throw involved.
Yeah, so it's a 20 to hit one of the knights.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it hits.
Yeah, that's going to deal 3 piercing damage.
Nice.
Yep. And then a dexterity saving throw from each creature within 5 feet of it.
So that includes the horse that he's riding then?
Yeah. Oh. You know what? Yeah. Go for it.
The knight saves, and the horse, what's the DC?
The DC will be my spell save, which is going to be a 13.
11, the horse fails.
Yeah. Okay, so the horse is going to take... It's going to be 2d6 cold damage.
Yikes.
Yeah. 7.
Oof. Okay, you watch as the horse takes that damage, and you watch as part of it begins to freeze over. It slows down, and in doing so, the momentum of its trample charge is reduced severely. Okay, as the area around you freezes, a summoned bear beside you, changing the entire complexity of the battlefield. Goose, you're up next.
Goose is going to, you see him just being like, behind me. Like he's just getting everyone, because he got on well with the people around him, and they are fumbling a little bit, I would imagine.
Yes.
Somewhat. And so he's like, behind, as he like steps up to the front, and you see him underneath the shield on his right arm. You see that ring on his finger, and you see it burn hot. And as it does, it's not just burning from within it, it's pulling all the heat out of the air. And as it does, the shield gets this like icy rime of frost over the front.
Nice.
As unknowingly he is casting a spell.
Okay.
Turning it like larger and more protective. It is going to replace the temp HP that the bear provides, but he's going to walk out like to the edge of where the bear, like to the furthest out he can, away from the riffraff of like innocent people.
Okay.
And try and draw. He's going to smack the hammer against the shield.
Okay, let me just
Hopefully
change scenes so we can see a little bit better. Let's do this. Hopefully we can... Yeah, okay, that's not bad. So you're down here. I'm going to have to add a few guys. So you charge forward with the fiery energy around you. And yeah, the two guards that are... You know what? Make a performance check. We'll call that like your taunt effect.
Sick. All right. It's a is a 9. That is a 9.
Let's see if any of them kind of fall for it. Let me do one. One of them hates what you just did, and the other one is ignoring you. So you definitely... oh, and the third guy. Sorry, there's 3 of them. 2 of them really, like, seeing the fire, they identify you as the greatest threat and diverge their course away to come towards you. So you've definitely drawn the ire of 2 of the mounted guards.
Yep. There's this kind of like, there's this lingering fire behind the shield, but the shield itself is like covered in ice.
Nice. So that's your action or bonus action?
That's going to be my action, and I'm just fronting. You know how he does.
All right, let me just breathe. So I'll add them in as I have time here on the battlefield. With this, the thunderous... You brace as 2 of them come directly trampling towards you, Goose. So let's do what happens to you. So this trampling charge comes at you. It's going to try to hoof you. +6 to hit on the first one.
Yeah.
That's a 9. Easily. You kind of get out of the way, and as it does so, the knight will swoop down with his sword and try to take your head off as he's sliding by. He's not holding back. These guys are out for blood. +3 to hit for him. 9. Both of them miss. You easily kind of see it coming. It's super telegraphed, and you get out of the way. The second charging horse tries to do the same thing.
Comes around.
That is a 21 to hit.
That will do it.
You make a strength saving throw, please.
Do so with advantage, thanks to the bear.
Do you not have a 22 armor class yet?
Yeah, not quite.
Pretty
quite
pitiful, mate.
there.
Get on it, I reckon.
That is a 14.
14, you save. As it tramples you, you're able to bring your feet just beneath you so you're not flung across the battlefield. You suffer 7 points -3, 4 points of damage.
4 points. It takes, so as it crashes against the shield, you see Goose shield slams it, and that ice shatters off in a wave. It takes 5 points of cold damage.
Nice. Is that, let's say that's the same horse that Ollie had done damage to. So 5 points of damage, you said?
5 points of damage.
Nice.
He's also going to use a reaction to reduce that. He's going to parry that and reduces it to 0.
You take no damage. The second night, though, as the horse tramples, it kind of still bumps. You're able to kind of absorb that effect using your body. You know how to move. You've been around. The knight will swing his spear down to try to poke you through the chest and misses. You move like an eel. He's not used to it. The last rider will have split off and is targeting the ranger, who's sitting in the back with the other militia members there. And he's coming for you, Junie. So his shot, or his trample effect, 14 plus, so 20, dirty 20.
Oh, yeah, that'll hit.
Give me a strength saving throw with advantage, please.
Okay, that. The most I got is a 14.
That's good enough. The horse deals 9 points of trample damage to you as the hooves catch you, and you feel something crack. Something has just broken. Whether it's a rib, you'll have to assess later, but something definitely caught, and you feel something break. And before you know it, make a actually you don't need to roll anything. A bit of blood comes to your lips. Something inside of you. It's not quite right. And the rider who's on top as the horse knocks into you will try to run his spear right through you as well.
Oh, dang. And I can't do anything, can I?
12 will miss as you're able to kind of dodge out of the way. The spear thrust kind of misses you entirely. That's the first group. Let's jump over to Corey and Lyndon. As you guys are standing with the rest of the population, Becklin is there, Cudgel is with you, and the mayor is with you, and Cassandra's there as well amongst the plenitude of people. And you two rolled, because Corey rolled pretty well with a 15. Lyndon, you rolled pretty low. Corey, you realize before anybody else that something is very wrong. One of the members that's beside you, one of the mercenary members that's watching, one of the people who works for Cudgel, moves in such a bizarre way. He's the only one who's not really looking at the battlefield. And as you notice the steel or the flashes of metal on the battlefield, he draws a dagger and lunges forward towards Iron Smile. Whoosh. She brings up her shield just in the nick of time, but you watch as the knife catches her neck and she starts to bleed as he is lunged at her. Cassandra shouts out, "Treachery!" But you're the first to act, Corey. What will you do?
Fudge. Okay. This person is in front of me?
So the dwarf is watching. She's like 10 feet behind you. It walked and he's literally like adjacent to you.
Okay. Is there anyone behind this person?
No, one of them is walking towards Iron Smile. One of them, well, give me an insight check, please.
Okay.
Oh, how many are actually? Oh, this is good. This is fine. Everything's fine.
19.
19. There's one more who hasn't revealed himself yet, and you watch with his weapon. He's approaching towards Cassandra. The dilemma that you may have as the weapon.
Yeah.
There's no dilemma here.
No.
If you were trying to input some sort of moral dilemma here, you have failed.
That's fine.
That bitch is gonna die.
I will say the twins already mentioned murdering her, so
yeah.
But we don't get to murder her if he does.
That's
true. I think, well, for Corey, it's not necessarily that she has to be the one to do it, just that Cassandra has to die. So I am going to, like, instinctually, because I did not think that Corey did not believe that they were going to get into any fights, does not have any, like, seriously fight-worthy spells prepared, but does have one.
Okay.
So is immediately going to sort of cast from, like, sheer fear frost fingers towards this the Stabby McStabberson, the person that stabbed.
Stabby McStabberson.
That's his name, yeah.
From
How did you know? That's
Stabberson
actually his
family.
name.
The long-running McStabberson family. It's a very...
Actually his name, yeah. My mom called me Stabby, but nobody else. Okay. It's a
15-foot cone, which is why I don't know who's around, but I'm going to try and aim it away from any of the judicial people that I care about, and just try and kill this guy.
Yeah, you can absolutely just catch him. You'll catch a tree into the effect, but you won't hit anything else.
What if you just aimed it just a little bit this way, and then you get Cassandra?
No, because I think Cassandra's standing with other people as well.
But
I could hit the mayor. Cassandra's going to be killed anyway. Don't worry about her. Okay. She'll die. So it is a Constitution save of 13.
No, he fails. As he's walking up, blade in hand, he pays you no mind, and he's pulling his blade back, and you can hear and see Cudgel is super surprised by this. The Beckland is scrambling for her weapons, and whoosh, this blast of cold. How much damage?
11 points of frost damage.
This person goes from being in the midst of an assassination attempt, from being alive to being entirely frozen in place in one movement. They go from being a living, breathing human flesh being to being a frozen ice statue within a second. And with this, out of reaction, Cudgel kicks out as a reaction towards it, and this, like a T-1000, shatters and scatters into a pile of ice on the ground. He is absolutely dead.
Okay.
So Corey just killed a human, or a sentient creature, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Cool.
And Corey will think about the consequences later, but right now Corey is scared for her life and her brother's, and will turn immediately back to Lyndon, and just wide-eyed looking at him, not even embracing the fact that she just murdered someone. Fifanilo
fell.
All right. Are you moving, or are you doing anything else, Corey?
Corey will not leave her brother's side until he is ready to move.
Okay. With this, the creature that was the human that's running towards Cassandra with the cloak on, one of the mercs, sees what you've done, directly moves towards the actual biggest threat, and with this, will draw a blade, and you watch as he pulls it, like trying to be kind of careful not to draw the eye of Cudgel and of Becklin. Moves, you see him coming. Lyndon, I need you to make a perception check, please.
Not bad, even with disadvantage. That's an 18.
You're not poisoned anymore.
I'm not poisoned anymore?
No, you're not poisoned.
Everything I've been rolling so far has been disadvantage because I thought it was.
No,
that's okay.
The poison just ended.
It just ended. Exactly.
That round.
It scared the crap
There's a lot
out
of
you.
adrenaline in my system.
Yeah, exactly.
From like, oh god, I'm gonna die, and
that.
suddenly it's overcome the poison. 18.
18. You see this guy walk. He ignores you. You're some, tiny Eladrin. He doesn't care about you. He's walking around you, and he gets out of range. You can get an attack of opportunity if you want before he brings his blade out to try to shank your sister.
He's going for Cory?
100%. She just froze a guy to death.
Yeah, 100%. I am going for him then as soon as he walks forwards. My instinct. Lyndon's in panic mode already, but he's starting to get slightly better at not immediately shutting down when in situations like this. He's just had this situation with his sister, watched her kill a guy. He hasn't had time to process that. He sees somebody going for him, so he's just going to go out with a stupid unarmed attack because he's got nothing in his hands. He's probably going to try and hit him with his spell book.
All right, go make an attack roll. I love it.
All right, attack roll. That's actually not bad. A 16, but
16 just hits.
Deal 16 on the dice. Wait. 16 on the dice. Do I have a negative modifier or a positive modifier? I am proficient in unarmed strikes, as everybody is. So that would be an 18, but I have a negative strength, take me to a 17. Okay, I'm good. It still hits.
You deal 1 damage as he walks past. Poof. And surprisingly, you actually twist your body into it. It's a good form. If Goose were here, he'd appreciate it probably. As you knock this guy, and as you punch him in the ear, and he turns to face you. Really?
Stop! Just shout stop at him like.
And while he looks at you in the face, he draws his blade out and runs it through your sister's stomach.
I am going to cast shield as a reaction.
Perfect. Normally a 15 would hit, I imagine.
You would imagine correctly.
And with this, the arcane ward. What does it look like? The shield that surrounds you.
I think it looks like a woven together metal tree that is reminiscent of Mother.
Nice. These vines and leaves that appear around you, the blade. What devilry is this? And as his blade does not find purchase in your body, he pulls it back, looks into panic, and begins to move away. Shit, that didn't work out at all. And you watch as he begins to turn. You've used your reaction, so you don't get anything. Yeah. Surprisingly, the person who now comes to, you watch as Cassandra, of all people, looks to you, looks to Lyndon. There's like the penny that finally drops for her. And
I do look different and female.
Different. Yep, and you cast the spell, and you cast a second spell, and you and she's like,
she's dumb, but she is at a wizard school. She probably got summoned to like.
And as she looks past you. Both of you make an insight check because the penny might have just dropped for you two as well.
12.
12, okay.
I've let it. No, let it stand.
He doesn't have proof.
Yeah.
Would you proof yet?
What am I?
Insight.
No, thank you. 21.
She is not. Any student that has gone to the Tower of Sorcery has either a lapel or something that indicates that they've been there, that they're a student there. You guys were given promise signets to indicate that whether you'd be in the white, red, or black robes whenever you'd graduate. She bears none of these marks. You suddenly realize she has flunked out.
Yeah,
she has been kicked out of the school. She didn't do well enough, and she's back home permanently.
No wonder she was drunk.
And in that moment, though, you do notice, and it's bizarre, because her eyes flash black, and as she pulls from the ground in front of her, you watch this eldritch blast of magic that should be well past beyond her. You've never seen her do anything like this. as she lets loose for a moment, speaking in infernal tongues as this eldritch blast shoots from her and screams towards this guy. And she tries to hit him from behind. With a 5, her eldritch blast will miss and scorch the ground. You watch as these little tendrils of hands kind of reaching out, looking vaguely lizard-like, or like these clawed hands kind of try to grab at the ankles of this creature. She is angry that anybody would even dare to consider to come after her or anyone she's around. But her spell misses. And now, Lyndon, it is your turn.
All right. I'm gonna roll to see how I do before I then describe it. Okay. Does a 16 hit that guy's armor class?
It does.
Okay. So what happens then is Lyndon freaks out. He punches this guy in the ear with his offhand as well, and then he tries to stab Corey. He walks away, and I'm like, that guy's got to die. And immediately I get my hand into a position where I just start doing some runes in the air, and my kind of Doctor Strange like it's leaving behind traces wherever my fingers are going, and kind of like finger tutting. I'm leaving behind all these very complicated runes, and then I focus on myself with my other hand and start doing similar ones. And right where the poison of my system is still kind of just pulsating round, you see like green. Anybody watching sees this green mist starting to leave through the pores of my skin as I suck the poison out of my skin, and I put it into the runes that I'm creating in front of me. And then as soon as the green mist hits it, it coalesces into the center, and this like rotating orb of green goo fires off as I cast Ray of Sickness, and it slams this guy right in the back, and he needs to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. This
Have
is
my
sort of
food poisoning, you bastard.
con saving
What
throw.
goes around?
Ooh, I rolled well as well.
I rolled a 19, so that's a save.
Okay, so he's not poisoned, but he probably doesn't matter because he's taking 15 points of poison damage.
As he walks away,
yeah.
you watch as he suddenly grasps onto his throat. His eyes begin to bulge Joffrey style as he turns around to face you.
I think for flavor as well, like it's a spell that like hits and just dissipates, but I'm like focusing to keep it there, and I'm like keeping it coursing around the vital organs of his body.
He falls down to one knee staring at you. And he can't get his last words out before he just falls over, his skin literally boiling off of his body. This guy is just dead. Giga dead. Nice.
Corey. Just kind of nod. We're in this together now. We've murdered somebody each.
I think Corey's gonna look up to you, just again, panicked eyes, and just say, Tevu Vroranim.
Say.
As we cut back to the other siblings who are not nearly doing as well, but maybe not as bad either. Juniper, we start with you. On top of you, a knight with his war horse trying to fight you and trample you to death. You're the top of the round. What will you do?
Okay. So he's like right on top of me, isn't he?
Yeah, he tried to trample you. The horse is rearing back. He's got his spear that he's trying to run through you over and over and over again.
Look. Okay. I want to go for the horse, hoping that it will rear back and crush him.
Okay.
I just want to offer something quickly.
Yeah.
The spare spirit Ispin is with you, and you get advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. So if you wanted to do anything strength related,
with my, I know I get a
like illuminated
Yeah.
green. Yeah, you feel bear-like.
I know I get a advantage, but it's still a +1.
Better than my -1.
True.
And I punched a guy in the ear. That was strength-based.
Lyndon punched someone with a book.
Yeah.
Like, you could do whatever you want.
I have a sickle. I have a sickle in like on me, essentially. That's my other weapon.
Claim to fame. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I can literally just like slash at the horse enough to really, really, really spook it.
Yeah, you can certainly try. 100%.
Yeah, either buck him or, just literally.
Make a nature check. Let's see if you can get yourself advantage on
Nature
this.
or animal handling?
Nature first to figure out the best place to hit. And for some reason, You're slowly drifting to the side. I need to fix where I can see you. There we go. Got you.
Just
Like, all right, we're gonna keep adjusting the camera.
That is another 18.
Nice. You've seen, well, you have Junie the horse back at the farm. You've seen Ollie handle horses. You know that they cover their eyes because horses can be prone to panic. The eyes are the best place to go. And with this, you have advantage on the strike if you so choose.
Excellent. Well, I think I'm just gonna like grab the sickle off me and try and strike it
The horse,
dead center.
it's got its baleful eyes covered up. Make an attack roll and you have advantage.
J-Bone does a murder.
The Hartman family.
It's gonna be a kid's book.
That-
My first murder. Sorry, go ahead.
That is a 19 with advantage.
Absolutely, you hit. Roll roll damage.
Although it is just my sickle, so it's not crazy damage. That's just a 2.
That's insane amounts of damage, but it's still damage. And you watch as the horse. Let me roll for this. I'm gonna call this.
Are you gonna make horse noises?
I'm gonna make.
Yes. Yes.
The horse saves on wanting to break away or buck. He will buck, but he won't flee. Let's see if the knight is able to hold on. We'll call it DC 10. It's not super complicated. Ooh, it was on a 4, but it's on 11. The knight is able to hold on just as best he can. He's holding on to the bucking horse, but he's okay. Still, you got it in the eye. The horse does not go anywhere, sadly.
Fuck the bucking horse.
Are you moving at all? Or you're
that's-
going to hold your ground?
Can I move? He's right over me.
I mean, he would get a free shot at you, but you could move away. There's basically between you and him, there's this wall, and he came at you. You could jump on the other side of the wall and create some space.
Yeah. All right, let's give that a go. He's
Okay.
got a shot at me.
He's gonna try to stab you in the butt.
Would you get a little bit of cover from the wall?
Well, with a natural 20, it doesn't much matter, does it?
He gets me.
He catches you, and you find that the thing that broke, that crack that you heard, was something in your ribs. And as you go to jump, you get that stabbing pain that kind of makes you move a little bit slowly. The opening he has as he pokes you from behind, you suffer. So he's using, he doesn't have a shield. He's using both his hands. Yikes. Uh, 13 points of damage, Juniper.
Woof. Okay.
Does that knock you unconscious?
No.
Nice. As you move away, the spear, as you run, you go so fast or you fall over, you hear the snap of the spear break as it's partially embedded in the back of your shoulder. His spear is broken, and you have a piece of spear in your back. How far do you want to go? All these within 30 feet of you. You could get to him if you wanted to.
So the wall's giving me a little bit of cover.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any other kind of place that I can either
There's an
climb
enormous
to
tree.
or-
There's the victory tree that's right beside you that goes up about 50 feet.
I've got a cracked rib and a spear in me.
Mm-hmm. That's just
like
Monday, you know what I mean?
Jesus.
But I think
Did you say it's like
I-
Jesus?
Yeah, just like Jesus.
I don't know that he had cracked ribs, but
Probably cracked a few, right?
I think that's like the least of his concerns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very low. on
Both
that.
of your names starts with J. Okay, what's going on, J-Bone?
Whoa! It's all coming together.
He was the
I
oldest
feel-
child.
I feel like maybe though she's gonna try it. It's like she's in a bad way.
Okay, you want to try to
and
climb
she
the tree?
Can't really just she just can't stand her ground.
Okay, well, you have
really.
advantage courtesy of the bear totem, so give me an athletics check with advantage as you climb.
Athletics, that is a 14.
Yeah, there are plenty of handhold footholds. It's brutal because you're bleeding and the spear's in your back, but you make it about 10 feet up in height.
Right. I think she's got like that adrenaline as the shock kind of like starts to set in of just like, if I don't do this, I might die.
And she's not wrong. Okay, that was your turn. Next up is Ollie.
Oleander.
You're muted.
He's muted. They're muted.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back. Hi.
Can I just get a quick sweep of the battlefield to see where the knights are? Then how
Yes,
many
so
there are?
there's two. There's one that's beyond the wall that just came after your sister, and there's two like immediately within 10. Like they're both within 20 feet of you.
Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm realizing that this battle has just happened so fast that Ollie hasn't had a chance to set up. He's going to reach for the mask and fumble for it. Can't find it with shaking hands, looking at the injured horse, looking at Judy, who's also nursing a little spear in her back. He's going to put the mask on, and the hands are going to come to a dead calm. Take a deep breath, and is going to look over and survey the battlefield, and is going to point towards the two that are near Junie. And is going to, if there are two near Junie, correct? Just confirm.
There's one near Junie and there are two near Goose.
All right. Look over to Goose. I'm saying, "You got this, Goose."
Not a problem. Not a problem. He says,
I'm gonna look over the one near
horsemen
Junie.
circle around him.
Yep.
I'm going to bring my hands together, flip them, and inverse them at the same time, and then just like this. And I'm going to entangle over on that one over there.
Okay,
And
so
then,
it's a strength saving throw, I think.
Strength saving throw.
17.
I think my spell save DC is it's big. It's higher. It's a 13.
You watch as the
That's a
horse
success.
just tramples like the vines that are trying to grow, and there's sadly no effect.
right.
You wore the
I'm-
mask.
Yeah. Nothing happened.
No, something definitely happened.
Cool.
Okay.
So as you cast the spell and the mask is put upon your face, I want you to tell me what it feels like for Ollie when his body begins to, outside of his control or outside of his wishes, at least for the time being, as it begins to grow thick fur, a muzzle grows on his face, and as he takes on, unwittingly, the form of a large wolf.
Yeah.
Hell
I am
yeah.
just going to run towards. I'm gonna let a big lupine howl first. Oh! I'm gonna run straight towards the one where Junie is, and just interpose between them because I know I used my action for entangle. But if it breaks base contact, it's gonna get bit.
Okay,
On the
this wolf that you are is a large wolf, the size of a horse.
Ooh.
As you turn into, you look like Wolf from your dreams, the wolf that you've known for a long time, except bigger. And as you scream towards the one towards Junie, the horse immediately upon your arrival. You could easily get to him if you want to. You can't attack this turn, but you could get to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to him, and then I wanna do something when I get to them to him.
Okay,
Awesome.
the horse immediately alright, it needs to make a wisdom saving throw, and I'll give it disadvantage here, as it is scared out of its mind of a wolf that's bigger than it, coming right at it. I rolled a 4 and a 1. The horse immediately turns, and the knight cannot keep it in battle. Let's see if the knight can hold on. This is what Judy wanted to do and failed to do. The knight is able to hold on, but the horse is taking off. If you want to, you can get a reaction as an attack of opportunity as it's running and turning away from you.
Hells yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
But before I do, I'm
Yeah.
going to look towards the knight. I'm going to use my telepathic connection. I'm going to say to the knight, "You hurt my sister. Now I'm going to hurt you." And
You hear the knight shit himself.
Hears it?
You actively hear his
He's got
britches
such
fill.
good hearing now.
Across the battlefield, we hear it.
Yeah, everybody
Lyndon,
like that.
Lyndon's like, "I've got a stronger constitution than you."
Yeah, everybody's like, dude, that guy just shit his pants. Yeah, he did. He just did.
Amazing.
So I'll make an opportunity attack.
Yeah,
I just
absolutely.
start to the giant wolf. So yeah, I'll just roll a d20 and you can tell me how it
Yeah,
goes.
yep.
Sick. Ooh, natural 16.
Absolutely. Are you targeting the horse or the knight?
The knight preferably. I'd like
Okay.
to just like tear the knight off and just like take the knight down.
Okay.
You pull that knight off, man.
Yeah, it's like
just hug him right
really
off.
pulling that knight off. Right
Okay.
down.
So
Just
Yeah.
unleash the beast within you and pull that knight off.
Yeah.
Please do, yeah.
So I need you to make so you have either claws or a bite attack. Which do you want to do?
Bite for sure.
Okay.
And,
Roll
can I do a rude
2d6,
joke?
please.
I have a rude joke.
You have a rude joke
I
to
have
do?
a rude joke. I could
Oh.
do a rude joke. I don't know. I won't.
Did you just roll to see whether you want to do the rude joke?
You know what? I should
Let
roll
the
to do-
dice decide.
All right. Above a 10, I'll do a rude joke. 6 on the d6s, Jim.
6.
It wasn't
Okay.
meant to happen.
That's 10. I said above a 10.
You said above a 10.
Yeah. No rude joke for you. Sorry.
Okay. So he takes 6 points of damage.
We'll put the rude joke on our Patreon, everybody.
Hey.
we start a Patreon for this Dragonlance just for the rude joke.
Just on
13.
merch.
You don't knock him prone off the horse, but you do
Okay.
bite into him, and you blood like is pooling, and he tastes awful. But you know you did damage him, and he's riding away. All right,
scared
and
me.
I think that's about it. People, the other villagers who are like around the battlefield now see this
I forgot
enormous
that I'm a very
wolf.
physical role player, and you're right here.
And they are scared. Like the villagers that just saw you turn into this enormous thing. This is magic that they've never seen before. There was a dude there a second ago. Now there's a huge wolf that's like biting people. Goose,
That's me.
what are you doing?
So would I have gotten an opportunity attack when they ran past me, or did they have like right by?
Didn't you use your reaction to reduce the damage? That's why you didn't get it, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
I remember
Alrighty.
how to DM sometimes.
Yeah. Alrighty. Goose is going to run at one of the dudes. He has a 6-foot vertical leap with his strength modifier.
Okay.
As he runs towards him, he's gonna be like, "My dickhead!
What? That's not my name.
Your fly's undone!" And he just leaps at him and just bang.
Okay.
Got him.
Poor cat is freaking out.
Are you attacking the one? Wait, are you attacking the one that's already been damaged, or are you attacking the one that's unhurt? Because one of them has been like iced over and like looks kind of like a dog's breakfast already.
The one that is undamaged, I would like
Okay.
to hit.
Absolutely.
And I
You
really would prefer to hit him.
He's on his horse and he's starting to turn around to come back for you. Like the momentum carried it past you, he's grabbing the reins and turning, spear in hand, looking with murderous intent, looking for you. And you
As
surprise
he
him.
wheels around, Goose is just heading towards him to cut him off. Leaps at him like side on.
Okay.
Come on. Ooh. That is a 13 to hit.
As you leap, he brings his spear and deflects the hammer blow.
Ricochets off, landing on the ground.
Okay.
That's him.
Okay. With that, at that moment, let me do this. Goose, I need you and the individual beside you, but first I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as a volley of arrows from the rest of the battalion of mercenaries that are shooting indiscriminately, are shooting in the midst of it. You and him are caught in it. It's a DC 12 dex saving throw, please.
I got a 16.
Nice. The arrows do not find purchase on you. Let me roll for the guard. They don't hit him. Let me roll for his horse. The horse suffers 1d6 damage. 2 points of damage. Okay. And with that, I want... Actually, so that's going to be their turn. But I'm going to give you a little description in the middle here. The hulking figure of that half-ogre, this formidable foe leading with an enormous battle axe, probably the size of Goose because he's the shortest of the family. He's leading this warband through the chaos. You watch as a few militia members are trying to do their best. The guy with the sausages, Ollie, I'm sorry to say, it's not sausages coming out of his stomach, as the axe catches that guy and he pushes through. In one swell motion, that half-ogre has cut that militia member in half, and he's seeing the lot of you up at the top. It seems that for some of you, this is not a game. All right, it's the knight's turns, and then we're gonna go to
I like to believe that, like, because there's a huge prize on the line for the best gruesome death, everybody this year has just gone super all out with special effects and magic and like
really going all
illusions
in.
and stuff, and we just have
hasn't-
started
yeah.
murdering people. Everybody else is just playing along.
Yeah, no one
All this
told
blood's
us.
just fake. Yeah.
So, the knights that are there, the one that's beside you, Goose, that you went at, he's gonna try to attack you. He can't trample you, but the horse will try to hoof you in the face.
Cool.
10 will miss. The knight with his spear with a +3. Ooh, not 20. He had to use his spear to kind of deflect. He's gonna only get to do his 2d6 damage. So that is a total of 10 minus 3, 7 damage.
That's the one.
Are you still standing?
Oh yeah, I've taken off of my max hate points. I've taken 1 hit point off.
Rude.
So I had that temp HP.
Okay, nice. That's
Damn.
rude.
He takes 5 cold damage though.
He does? I don't like that. Okay. As he
I
stabs
don't
you.
like taking like 7 damage, so he can.
That's fair.
None of us like dying, Rackham.
Rackham, you're the GM. You can just give the guy an extra 5 hit points.
He has an extra 5
Nobody
hit
will know.
points out of nowhere.
Nobody
For every subscriber, the guard will gain suddenly extra hit points again. Let's
Be an
kill
uphill
Goose.
battle,
Let's
guys.
never mind.
Don't do it, fam.
Don't do it.
With this,
Don't do it.
the other, so he'll stand there and he'll stab you, pull his spear through. That's your blood. That's your blood. He's making you bleed. And the other guard will come around back. Actually, the other guard, there's a wolf there. All right, let me see what he decides to do.
I'm gonna say it.
No.
No one makes me bleed my own blood.
The guard chooses life instead of fighting a wolf the size of a house, and he will run.
Coward.
Yeah, but he's gonna run directly
Way to
opposite
talk.
and away, and he will actually just leave the battle. Actually, let's make it this way: as he leaves, realizing that there's an enormous wolf behind, the half ogre will catch him because it's more cinematic this way. Gregonis will catch him off of the horse, looks at the other mercs around, and with one hand pops his head like a watermelon before throwing his body to the ground. Okay, that's all the quote-unquote bad guys. Let's bring Gregonis in, shall we? Let's just show you the size that he is.
Sure.
And as he's walking up, he's flanked by 2 more guards, and he's making a direct beeline towards where the wolf is. Corey and Lyndon, you guys are pretty far away from the actual battlefield. Do you have any? What's your longest range spell? Just out of curiosity.
What's pretty far?
You're
Give us a ballpark. 'cause
you're
I've
about
got
200 feet away.
Nope.
200 feet. Cool.
Yeah.
I've got some 60-foot spells. I've got Expeditious Retreat, which allows me to double dash,
True.
so I can get there at a couple of rounds probably.
Okay.
Yeah, and likewise, I can phase step 30 feet and then run, and then I can cast a 60-foot spell.
So on the
as well.
first round, both of us could move 30, dash as our action another 30, and then phase step another 30.
Okay,
so that's 90 foot in one round.
So let me ask you then. Let me phrase it this way: is your intention to engage in the fight, or are you gonna stay where you are?
With a quick glance around the stands where we are, it's like if it's obvious that there's no other threats here.
Well,
then-
what's happening behind you is that
Okay.
Becklin is not going into the fight. She's tending to Cudgel's wounds in her neck.
Yeah.
Cassandra is retreating with her guards from a distance, but she's watching.
Yeah.
She looks to both of you, and then she begins to... She's leaving. She doesn't want to be involved. She
Yeah.
doesn't want to die, and she's done what she thinks she had to.
If there's no other assassins alive here, then Corey and Lyndon will look at each other and discuss what to do.
Okay, so let's get that cutscene in then. In the middle of the fight, it's both of your turn. You watch the half ogre begins to march up the hill. He's big. You've seen your brother turn into a huge wolf of epic proportions. Your sister's climbed up a tree, and Goose is standing there one-on-one with a knight. There's clamor and fight and blood everywhere. There are people screaming and running away. Militia members are attacking some unarmed villagers in the distance as well. You have your pick to choose from.
Lyndon will, as usual, kind of follow
Corey's lead and look at her and see what she's... Try and read on her face what she's thinking. Run. Help.
Corey is looking at this giant being walking towards their siblings, and without even hesitating, turns to Lyndon and says, "We need to help them."
Yes. And as soon as Lyndon agrees, says yes, he starts doing the, our turns are assumed as
Okay, perfect.
in time because
So Corey, you're up first then.
Starts casting a spell as well.
So Corey, you're back in the initiative now. Yeah.
Okay. Face that first runs first. I'm going to. Are you casting a spell? Like I've seen you starting to cast.
Yeah, you see me
what
starting,
I'm assuming is Expeditious Retreat.
Yeah, you've seen me working on it before, and it's the one that I said I've been working on.
Okay, then I will trust that Lyndon will be okay. I'm going to phase step 30 feet.
Nice.
Towards Junie.
You walk,
and
it looks
injured.
cool because you walk through like kind of your own arcane shield that you had created. It looks like you're walking through feathers, or rather leaves, and it leaves behind like this scent. 30 feet closer. Okay, you're about 170 feet away from your sister.
Yeah, and then I'm going to run and dash. If I can. I don't think I can.
So face step I think is a bonus action.
Dash is your action,
So
move,
30,
and then
60,
bonus
90
action
feet.
step. So you should
Yeah.
be 90 feet close.
So
90
you're
feet towards Junie.
You're 110 feet away from your sister. So I'm not
Unless
moving
any
you
of
on the
it's
table
difficult
because
terrain.
it's no, you're fine. I'm not going to move the mini quite yet, but you're 110 feet away. Perfect.
Okay.
Simultaneously, then, as Junie's going, unless there was other people.
No,
between us
that's you.
and
It's you.
Yeah. Lyndon is like there's a little concern on his face because he just mentioned last morning, whenever it was that they finally got their level up, that he's only just worked out the kinks in this spell. But he's casting Expeditious Retreat, which is a transmutation spell, and as it looks for Lyndon, it's again some of these sort of in the air symbols. But then it starts to affect the very fibers of the muscles of his legs. It starts to elongate his bones in his legs a little, and the twitch fibers start going. And it's a very painful process for him. But he's working on it, and with the situation of like life or death for his siblings, he knows that it's now or never. Get this right or not. So he casts Expeditious Retreat, and he kind of like goes down to his knees a little bit, but then he's back up again, and that allows me to take the dash action as a bonus action for the next minute. So
You
I will
hear-
dash as a bonus. I will
You
dash
hear
as an
behind
action.
you, as a sound of bones breaking and elongating and reknitting and muscles tearing, you hear Cassandra actually roll the nat 1. You hear her just throw up like,
Oh god.
you're all nasty, man. What the? Okay.
I'll pay it no mind, but I'll dash as a bonus, dash as my action, run as my thing, and I should be next to Corey.
Perfect. Both of you are about
I come
110
run-
feet
I come
away.
Running up behind. She's like running slower, but I'm just catching up because of my newfound speed.
Okay. With this, it is Gorgonus's turn. There is a cart that's sort of laden in the middle of the battlefield that acts as like a waypoint where most of the battle was meant to happen. He's going to walk up to the cart. He picks it up, and he's going to chuck it at the wolf.
No.
So, as the cart
No.
gets picked up, you watch he grabs it with one hand and throws it in your direction. Ollie, I need you to please make a dexterity saving throw.
God.
Okay, I'm okay with that. No.
No. No.
It's a comfy. It's a comfy 12.
12?
The temp HP in your.
I do.
He does.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
12 sadly is
HP,
not
yeah,
enough. As the enormous cart breaks on your back, you suffer. It's not backbreaking. You suffer 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Too soon.
So, as your. I'll tell you your stat for this. As your wolf form, you have 16, you have 18 hit points.
Nice.
Is that including temp HP?
That is not including 10 hit points.
No, you have the temp HP from your.
Yes, that's 25.
Yeah.
So you're still standing in your wolf form.
Temp
As the
12.
as the rubble
Not in
clears, you watch Gorgonus
Wait, yeah, 12 in.
is surprised to see you still standing, and he, just out of frustration, smashes the horse that was part of that other guy's and he just smashes it and then keeps walking. He's covered in blood. This guy's a jerk. You guys, this guy's a jerk. Just so you know.
That's one way of how I would have phrased it. Yeah. Just a real.
He's a real piece of jerk.
He's a real piece of jerk.
This guy, his guard is going to charge up. He has to dash. He flanks Goose. The other one flanks Goose as well, but they don't get to attack this turn. Juniper, you're up. You're at the top of the tree. Your brother is surrounded by 3 soldiers, 1 horse, and there's a half ogre coming for that Sugity Swooty booty. What do you want to do?
Well, I've got is a bow and arrow. Not like them. I don't have cool things.
You're cool. Junie's cool.
No, she's not. That's okay though.
Oh, yes, she is. She's awesome. There, this is what you see. This is from her point of view.
So they're all coming on to Goose, aren't they?
Yeah.
Don't phrase it like that.
Yeah, they're all hitting on Goose.
They're all like,
That suddenly took a turn. That suddenly took a turn.
I saw you play that one time.
Man,
Really
you work
good
out.
with the fingers.
Muscles.
Yeah.
Well, a little.
Do I have a better shot at any over the others?
They're all clear line of sight. The best shot you have is probably the ogre, just because he's big and tall. There's nothing covering him. But even the other ones who are immediately beside you, they're right there.
Damn it, Goose. Just be okay. I think I'm gonna have to go for the giant one.
Okay.
Sorry. Oh shit! That's does a 27 hit?
Let me double check my notes. 27, you guys. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm unsure.
Is this an ancient red dragon? Yeah, it hits. Yeah, sure, for sure.
I mean, it would be very scary if it didn't.
That would be a scary moment for sure.
That would be freaking terrifying. Okay, 6, 7, 8. That's a 9 damage.
He will use his reaction, turns his skin into partially stone. He will reduce this by a
man.
He will. 9 becomes 6. Okay, he takes 6 points of damage.
Damn
Excellent.
it. Okay.
Okay. Anything else for you, Juniper?
I mean, I don't really have any other crazy bonus actions or anything.
Okay. Then, are you staying up in your tree? Are you going to climb further up? There are more branches above.
Will it help me get a better line of sight?
Not necessarily, no.
Nah.
You can do this thing that
I mean,
doesn't do anything.
you could do this thing, which allows me later to knock you down further from higher up the tree and deal more damage. So that could be fun for me.
That's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. If I can see them, then I'm all good.
Okay.
Yeah, I might just keep trying to warn. They can't be. God, they're coming for you, Goose. They're coming onto you, Goose.
Oh, are they coming for me? He says, surrounded by trees. But of course
Get out of there! Get out!
I don't know. Seems cozy.
Actually, next up, so we're gonna just rejig the initiative because all of you are now roughly in the same fight. So top of the round. So this would be Corey at 15 after Juniper.
Get it, girl. You got this.
Okay.
And then it's Ollie.
Corey is, as soon as Lyndon catches up, Corey then face steps once more 30 feet away. I am going to try and then use the rest of my movement. So I think I'm
right
about
now you're
50 feet.
You're 50
now
feet
from
away.
action.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Which puts
and
you,
then I'm
in
going
fact.
to...
So you're actually on here now. So you're 50 feet away.
Yeah.
You would be moving up. This is you. So 40. You're kind of like in the thick of things, in fact. You're very close. You're just at the wall. You're just at the wall, and you can see everybody, and everybody can see you.
Brilliant. Okay. I'm gonna stop and sort of take a good stance, and sort of whisper some words underneath my breath, and pull back as though I have like a my own bow and arrow, but it's like a silvery webbing.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Mind Sliver.
So is that a bonus action?
It is a cantrip.
So did you dash? No, you didn't dash. You did 60. Oh no, you're fine. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Who do you want to target?
The
First
big
step
guy.
bonus action. First step bonus action movement and then action.
Yeah.
Yeah. The big old dude that
What's
just saw a cart of my
What's the
brother.
range of Mind Sliver?
60 feet.
Okay, I think it's an saving throw, right?
It is, yes.
This guy looks like an
Intelligence
intellectual
13.
powerhouse, so we might be
does.
in trouble.
Natural 3. I don't think that saves.
Beautiful. We love to hear it.
That is beneficial.
What did you say the distance was between Corey and the big guy?
She is 41 foot away exactly.
Sweet.
I did nothing. I rolled a 1 on damage.
Okay. As you damage it, you watch as like a tiny trickle of blood comes out of his ear, but he hasn't used his brain in a really long time, so sadly it wasn't that effective.
It's
I'm
mostly
hoping
vestigial.
It's more like disorientating because it's
Sure.
psychic. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yes, sure. It looks like he's confused with about everything in life. How about that?
Perfect.
Mind
Yeah.
Sliver does have a secondary effect.
Yeah, it's a D6 off his next saving throw.
D4, I
Oh,
think.
yeah. I never
Yeah.
read that part. Thank you.
It's a very good
Oh,
spell.
very
It's a
nice.
great cantrip because there are very few things that target intelligence. But let's not talk design quite yet.
It's really good one-two punch for setting up the next thing that's gonna make him
Yeah.
do a save.
Can
Yeah.
I no,
Stack it.
I can't hide behind the wall. I'm just there. I've
You
done all
can.
my
I mean,
things.
you could stand behind the wall. You don't need to hide because they could see you. But at least it gives you partial cover against any ranged
Yeah,
attacks.
I just want some cover.
Okay. Wolf
And that's-
brother, it is
yeah.
your turn. As
I am Wolf brother.
what would you do?
Quick question.
Yeah.
Are the twins within range of my Ispin bear?
So your Ispin
60
bear
feet.
was put here. I'll find out in this. I think so now. It's not just when it's cast. It's whenever they walk into the range.
It's an
right?
aura, yeah.
Yeah. Let me get this
I just
spear.
checked it.
Let's do this. You put it here. Boop. 60 feet. Corey is right now, and Lyndon maybe on his turn will be, but Corey's
So
Corey's
you'll
in for
get
sure.
7 hit. You'll get bathed in it. 7 HP, advantage on strength checks and saving throws.
Mhm.
Okay.
Ooh,
If
that
it's
is a
that,
big aura.
I might actually like give a small little growl bark towards the Ispin bear,
Okay.
and like get it to move because it can move just closer to hopefully get Lyndon in it or get close the gap between Lyndon. Sorry, the radius of it just in that tree if possible, so it can like still maintain it with Junie.
So
I
you
didn't know
want?
you could do that on Tailspire.
So yeah,
That's
dude.
cool.
I mean, I've been
The
around a minute.
things that I've learned you can do
I
through watching
know,
Rock Cut.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
So,
oh my god, there's so much more I could be doing with Tailspire if I only had the time to actually play with it.
so you want Junie to be in it, but you
Fine,
don't care about. Okay, so you want to move it? Yes, you can
I
absolutely
want to make sure
move it.
all the siblings are in it. Yeah.
Yeah. How far do you want to move? How far can you move it?
Lyndon will move into it.
Yeah, Lyndon will move into it. I'm just worried about another. There's no more throwing carts, but maybe a rock or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to the base of the tree if possible. Just like the outer rims of it.
You got it. There.
Yeah.
You're good. You're good.
Sick. There we go. That'll do.
Okay, so now what do?
I'm going to look up at. I'm going to look up at Junie and then go.
Mhm.
"Oh," and then look down at Goose, and then look back to Junie to see if Junie communicates anything.
Just a look of be safe.
Okay. I look at Goose. You look
Go-
like you're going to be able to handle yourself.
Another day at the office, man.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Nobody
There
can
he
get
is.
through that cake. Hang on, we haven't had our
Yeah, I
cake
know.
shot today. There you go.
Yeah.
There it
Before
is.
Goose
Skip that
dies, send him off how he wants to be remembered.
All right. So Wolf Brother is just going to charge full pelt towards the big guy and trying to jump and leap and just like attack straight on top of it, almost like trying to pounce on top of it if possible.
The half ogre.
Yeah. And actually, since I'm large, I want to make an attack. What I want to try and do is I'd like to try and shove the ogre.
Okay, so you can either Okay, you leap. I'll say this. If that's what you want to do, I'll give you disadvantage on the attack. But if you manage to hit, you get both your bite, and you get to knock him to the ground. But if you miss, that's it, right? Like you miss entirely your attack.
I'm okay for that.
All right,
Let's
go for it.
That sounds
Absolutely.
sick.
You guys
Disadvantage
watch
there.
as this wolf. You have disadvantage on the attack. Yeah. You're jumping at his chest with all your weight, trying to shove him down. He's big.
That's already no.
The natural
That's
one.
already
yeah.
no.
Oh, dang it. His AC's not that high. But as you jump up, he catches you in the air and then tosses you to the... You don't take any damage, but your attack misses, and he looks at you dead in the face and chuckles. I could use a new wolf pelt, as the dog is upset by that. But that's what he says. It's good timing. Perfect timing.
Sorry, guys.
No, don't. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It reminds...
Perfect atmosphere.
It's ambiance.
He's an actor.
He's perfect. So Ollie, you've used your bonus action to move the spirit. I think you've used your action. You've moved. There's nothing else, right?
Nothing else.
Goose. At this moment, I need to roll another d4. Give me a second, because battlefield things happen. Number 4. Ooh. Perfect. An extra member of the militia, not the town's militia, but the mercenaries, has finished killing off another one of the militia members and stumbles onto the battlefield on the far end. He's coming up from behind where Lyndon is, but doesn't get to go quite yet. But just know that behind you, Lyndon, a militia member has finished killing, or a mercenary member has just pushed off the body of a militia member off his blade, is cleaning it. He looks hurt already, but he's locked eyes with you, and he's coming for you in a minute. Goose, you're up.
Okay, so Ollie, is your aura thing like per round? Does it get reapplied, the temp HP or anything? Just the one time. Just the one.
Yeah, just the one time.
Yeah, just the one.
Just one dude.
The thing that's all the time is the strength checks and saving throws. So if you want to shove or grapple.
Yeah.
As the bear moved towards Lyndon and Lyndon was thrust into the aura of it, the muscle fibers still twitched in it, and he thought it was the remnants of his expeditious retreat, but it's just his muscles growing a little bit because of the bear's aura.
It's the Captain America episode.
Yeah.
Nice, exactly.
Super
exactly.
soldier.
He's just running weedy little boy and then cranked up a little bit.
This is a 1, you know?
Mm-hmm.
When you think about it, this will be a turn. That will exist.
So
Right,
what are you
yes.
doing, Goose? You've got 2 guards that have run up, for leaving the enormous half ogre behind you. You know what? You're practiced on the battlefield. You've fought before, not necessarily battlefield, but you've done bar fights before. Give me an insight check. Yeah, you know how to read a battlefield. You're sort of like a mini battle general.
I rolled a 15 for a 14.
Nice. You know that they're not intending to hit you. They're intending of holding on to you to let the ogre come and rip you apart. Their intention is to knock you down or hold you steady
Andy.
for the Gorgonus to come up and literally tear you a new one, like physically.
Alright, so they're not going to hit me.
They're gonna grab onto you and make sure you can't move, which may be worse.
They're gonna try and incapacitate you.
Which one has been damaged?
The one that's directly on the horse in front of you.
Alright, I'm going to be like, hey mate, I bet you pull your pants all the way off to pee. And then I smack him with a hammer.
My mama says it's better to sit because that way you don't
Yeah.
backsplash
You're
anyway.
not even casting like vicious mockery or anything.
I just bring the heat, you know?
All right.
That is a natural 20.
Let me check my notes. The old natto tweto. You gotta say it right, please. You gotta say it right. Natto.
The Natto Twinner.
That was with the goose dice as
Natto
well.
Twinner. I can do
Nice.
it in real life. Natto Twinner.
Can you get AJ to say it? Can you get AJ to commit to say natto tweto?
Just once. Just
AJ.
to celebrate me being here.
It's for the family.
Will you give me half
the
of
family.
it? The Natto or the Twinner?
Nope.
What about just like the... Come on.
I mean,
Guys.
you can keep trying. I'm not good with
We're gonna
that
make-
is 18 points of damage, bludgeoning damage.
As
We can do it
And
in
he's
post.
pushed 5 feet.
Well, the remains of the guard are pushed 5 feet because as you smash into it, your hammer goes clean through his chest.
Very nice.
And as he falls off, the horse bolts. It doesn't have a rider anymore, and there's an ogre coming behind it. you want to take an attack of opportunity on the horse?
Nah, I'll keep my reaction. I look to the dude next to me. I'm like, still Kane? Still Kane on this?
And it looks at you and it looks at the ogre and it says, still keen.
So
you know what? Actually, fair.
So the giant wolf tore somebody apart before, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
so
he
everybody-
scared somebody off. He didn't actually kill anybody yet.
Have you haven't killed the person
No,
yet?
I ripped someone off. I did rip someone off. I don't know if
Junie,
they got
have you
away.
killed anybody yet?
No.
Because remember you said they taste bad.
Three of the 5 of us have murdered a living human. Cool. Just gonna keep track of that.
Yeah.
Good to know for later.
I don't know for
No, they were
sure.
injured.
They were. All I know is that I tasted them.
Yeah.
Yes,
So-
and they fled. They got scared. The horses fled, and they're just choosing life instead of dying by wolf. So Goose, you've
Fair
used your
enough.
action. You have movement and bonus action left. What will you do?
I think that just about does it for Goose. The abilities of Goose in this here.
Oh no.
Second wind.
You did real good, bud.
That guy's showing off. He's doing like he's standing up on the back of that horse as he's running away on it.
Well, it's the best I can do.
That's
There's
an
no
advanced
mounted
move.
mini. Lyndon, you're up.
All right, as Lyndon is running, and because I'm not there with the physical map to actually count this out myself, does Lyndon get the impression that with his movement and his bonus action dash, with 60 feet of movement, he would be able to get within 30 feet of that ogre?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
All right, then he's going to go ahead with that. He is going to run to within 30 feet, hopefully like exactly 30 feet away, and if he's got any movement left, he's going to keep a hold of it so he can back away again after he's done what he's about to do.
30 feet is actually like right by the wall, so you have 20 feet of movement left, or 25 feet of movement left after that little exercise if you want.
Excellent. So I will use my movement. I'll use my dash as a bonus. I'll get to within 30 feet of him. And then as I'm running, I'm doing my hideous laughter on him. He's gonna have the wisdom saving throw, but because of the 1-2 punch from the old twins working together, the mind sliver will take off a d4, I think it is, from his saving throw. Lyndon quickly chokes down the hand and gets a couple of the tarts out. It's the last of his tarts. He's going to need to make more tarts and feather, and he just crushes them up and throws them out. And again, he's not doing anything like showy or funny or saying any joke, because that's more Goose's territory.
Okay.
He's just manipulating the mind and making the ogre get enchanted into thinking everything's hilarious.
Okay, so the ogre has a -1 to his saving throw and a d4. So I'll ask you, Corey, please roll that d4 now to see what we're working with. You're muted, so you'll need to tell me. 2, perfect. So that's a -3 to his saving throw. What's the DC?
The DC is 13.
I need a 16 or better to make this. Never doubt. There's a 16. Sadly, the laughter does not. He doesn't find anything amusing other than the fact that, you know what's funny about all of this? Nothing. All right, Lyndon.
Lyndon is going to freak out because that was like all of his components, and he's starting to feel pretty exhausted from the expenditure of magic. So he is going to use the rest of his movement to go and stand right by Corey, like between Corey and the ogre.
Perfect.
Hopefully, like on the correct side of the wall from the ogre too.
Yeah. In fact, a little extra movement. Perfect. Gregonis goes now. And he is standing toe-to-toe with an enormous dire wolf, which is... Or not a dire wolf, but rather an enormous wolf that he is wanting to skin because he's never seen that before. And he is a fighter, and he wants to fight. So he's going to try to attack you with this enormous battle axe that he's using with both hands as he winds up and trying to take... your head off. He has only +5 to hit, so there's a chance he misses here.
And I bet he does like no damage, so it's fine.
11 does not hit.
Yeah.
With this, the axe, the enormous two-handed battle axe, plants itself into the dirt with all of his strength, and you watch as it is embedded in the dirt. Let's see if he's able to pull it out. Yeah, he is. Okay, he puts all his back into it, rips the axe out, and he won't turn his back to you, but he will move closer to Goose and his allies, and that'll be his turn. Goose, make a contested strength check, and you have advantage.
Let's go.
So this will be athletics or acrobat. It's up to you, right? Because you're the
but
recipient.
it'll be athletics.
Ooh, 18.
13 plus 6, 19. Let's go.
So the first one tries to grab your arms and knock the hammer out of your hands, but you're just like, get off of me. He doesn't quite.
Like you said about Goose being a bar fight, this is like a much more his speed. Like they're brawling, they're trying to tussle with him. He's like throwing one into the other. He's like getting around them.
And the other one will do the same. 15.
19 again.
With this, yeah, you're kind of dancing around there, but you can almost hear the Benny Hill music playing as they're doing their best. They're bashing into
around
each
one.
other.
I kind of bop him on the butt.
And you lead him into his buddy. They both miss. They're not able to get onto you. The extra merc that's coming from behind, can he get to you guys? Yes, he can. I did tell you there was another one coming, and he manages to get behind Lyndon and Corey. He's gonna go after, let's roll a d4. 1, 2 is Lyndon, 3, 4 is Corey. Corey! He comes at you from behind, sword in hand, or spear in hand. He's gonna, no, it's a blade, it's a sword. He tries to attack you, or he will attack you.
Okay.
Natural 1! At the last moment, he trips on his own feet, falls to the ground, lifts his head up. He's covered with horse shit on his face as he stands up. Right, I meant to do that. Now I'm scarier now. That's his turn. Jesus, I can't roll. Juniper, you're up, and next up is Corey.
Okay. I obviously can't really see the grounds except for through the streams. There is a delay.
Okay.
But can I get like a quick like lay of the land? I'm in a tree.
So there's
below me are my siblings.
There are 2 guards beneath you trying to grab onto Goose. There's the enormous half ogre facing off against the giant wolf, and there's a soldier running up behind Corey. And they're all within range of your bow. All of them. The half ogre is hurt. The 2 soldiers beside Goose are untouched, and the soldier that ran up behind Corey is severely hurt.
There's only so many I can take at a time. I can only take 1 shot at a time.
I'm doing fine. Goose is at practically full HP. He has 1 hit point missing.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that does change things. The thing is, okay, do I try and go rule of cool or?
Yeah, hell yeah, rule of cool this 100%.
Well,
I mean, I don't have an
wondering,
opinion. Just do what you want to do.
I do have like a torch on me.
Okay.
Yeah, you could.
And I'm just
burn
thinking.
Goose.
Well, I'm just thinking burning arrows are like way cooler than normal arrows.
Yeah. Yeah, you could use your bonus action to light your arrow on fire and shoot. And now...
I would love that.
Perfect.
I would love that. Now, I guess my main thing is, do I go for the guy about to attack Curry, or do I go for do I go for the giant guy? I feel like I'm confident that Goose has got it.
Yeah,
until he doesn't.
Fine.
Goose will have it until he doesn't.
Yeah.
In which case we can swoop in.
That's why I haven't been helping, because I think that's Goose.
That's Goose.
The legend of Goose
I
grows.
feel like you guys have too much faith in Goose.
No, Goose has got this. We got the case.
It's fine, I'm immortal.
It's not that we don't.
I
It's
cannot
not that
die.
it's not that we don't have faith. It's that we are prioritizing.
So
that's I calls it like I sees it.
who are you going after?
I feel like the guy is already hurt, and does Corey have like a sense that the guy is coming behind her?
Oh yeah, she heard him
Coming up
fall
behind
his
her?
face first
Giggity.
into horse poop, and he's right there. They can't miss him.
Even still, I think I'm gonna go for him.
Okay, so you use your bonus action. The arrow is lit. Make an attack roll.
Math. What's 17 plus 7? Someone.
More than enough.
Okay.
So with this, roll your damage and add a D4 fire damage to the arrow.
That's how I like to do it. How much? Yeah, you did. You did it.
You did the math.
We don't need to know exactly. 9 damage.
The soldier finds an arrow burning through his chest as he looks down in surprise. I didn't think it would end this way. And falls behind, covered in shit.
I
and fire.
did.
And that makes 4 of us.
And
Let's see if we can get the. See if we can
dead.
get the old bingo.
So if you use your bonus action and your action movement-wise, Juniper, are you sitting in the tree?
I'm in this tree.
K-I-S-S-I. No, it's actually K-I-L-L-I-N-G. Okay, Corey, you're up next.
A few more rounds in this tree, and you can claim squatters' rights.
Yeah, great.
Corey, you're up, and Ollie, you're next. Corey, you saw
Wait
the
for
arrows
spring.
streak past you. You hear a heavy thud behind you as the soldier dies. The battlefield has 2 soldiers remaining and the enormous half-ogre.
Okay, I look to Lyndon. I give a very short, reassuring nod, and I run towards the guards that are surrounding Goose and get 15 feet away from them, where
Done.
the wall is. Maybe staying
Yep.
where the wall is.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
And I'm gonna yell out to Goose, "Duck!"
Like goose, duck. Oh no! Oh, okay.
Duck, duck, goose.
No,
duck,
it's goose.
Duck, goose.
It's
Yeah, I
goose.
want to stay on
Duck,
the other,
duck,
the other
goose.
side of the wall and
Yeah.
run up.
Yeah.
I can dash if I can. Sorry, I know the things to
Everybody's
learn.
like,
No,
why
it's
are
fine.
they
You're
playing
fine. You're
party
fine.
games?
And I'm gonna cast I'm gonna cast the frost fingers again.
Okay. Hang on. You need to be here, I think, and then I don't know if it's gonna hit both of them. It hits
I can
one of
do
them.
it. I can do it. It's a cone, so
Yeah.
I can.
It's just
I
that
wanna just cone it.
if you're, hang on, let me double check. If maybe you
wanna
don't
do
go
some
around the
cones,
wall.
dude?
Yeah, I
If
want to
you-
do a cone.
Punch some kinds.
If you don't stay behind the wall, you could get both. You
Okay,
could get
I'm
all
gonna
3
not.
of them.
I'm gonna not stay behind the wall. I'm gonna try and hit all 3 of them.
All right. There is sadly, like, even though Goose ducks, Goose, do you want to use a reaction to duck?
Yeah, I'll use my reaction to go prone.
To go prone.
Well,
Okay.
I assume I would
Yeah.
need to do that
Yeah,
to get
And
out of the range.
perfect. As you react, you see the ice crystallizes in the air and catches all 3 of them. Goose, I will say that you're just out of the range of it, but you are prone, which is going to be great for me. Okay, so
I feel like there's got to be some give and take.
yeah, it's fine. It's
I reckon just roll really high with the damage and just kill them all, and then there's no detriment
You
to
know
it being
what? I'm
prone.
trying.
Yes.
I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Yeah,
So-
just do that.
It's a
Um,
what saving throw? Remind me.
So it is a Frost Fingers is con 13.
So they
That
have.
troll probably has really low con.
So let
Yes.
me.
I
the
don't
two-
think so.
We
The guards
can't.
have the guards have +1. So number 1 rolls a nat 2. He fails. The second one rolls a 12, fails, and Gregonus, the half ogre, has a plus. Oh, that's it. Okay, +15. I'm just kidding. He rolls a 13 plus. He saves.
Okay.
So
Okay.
what's the damage? I see you in chat, Zach, saying Goose will live forever. You know I'm gonna take this as a challenge,
Goose
right? You
will
understand
live
that?
No.
I understand
forever.
that, right?
Okay. That is a 12. frost
Both of the
damage.
guards, just like the other one before, suddenly are about to hold on to Goose 1 minute. The next minute, they've turned into frozen statues.
Fuck yes.
And then, because Kori has used all her movement and her last spell, just stands there looking up at the creature, just panicked.
It's fine. He's more scared of you than you are of him.
You say from the ground.
Okay, Ollie, you're up. The only thing remaining on the battlefield is this enormous half-ogre. Magic swirls in the air. Your spirit totem has done a lot of work. You're standing there growling at this thing that's blaring at you. You can see the pieces of meat stuck in its teeth, its armor, its big battle axe. It is out for blood.
I'm going to run in between the legs and attack, looking for the thigh that
Yeah.
hit the artery, if possible.
Hell yeah. Absolutely, make an
And
attack.
for people
roll.
that are like AJ can think that.
Don't call me out like that.
like this.
I think my best not to laugh, okay?
I'm just thinking of the artery.
Obviously, yeah.
That big, thick artery he's
The
got right there.
throbbing artery that's down there. Yeah.
Boo.
That's what I was.
Roll your dice.
I'm rolling my dice.
Chad, if you missed it, we're meaning penis. That's what we're trying to say. It's just intimating that it's penis.
Not
Just to be clear.
necessarily.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a fan of reptiles. And
I was trying to be tactful.
Maybe he's a Kendall.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he has a cloaca. You know, we could sit here all day. And
We could.
Maybe it's a
Biology of
girl
a half
ogre.
ogre.
We don't know.
So-
What did you roll?
A natural 15 without mod.
Will
so
hit.
you can add the mod
That'll
on it.
absolutely
Okay,
hit.
sick.
Yeah.
This is a bite, right?
Yeah. So it's 2d6.
What do we roll to know what genitals it has?
Nature check.
I should have just
Perception.
said that I went for the jump. I was
Investigation.
trying to be tactful, but is it 2d6?
You went for the
Yes,
jump?
2d6, please.
Me.
Yeah.
I should have just said that I went for it.
Was that how you phrased
think
it? You went for the
tactful's
jugs?
funnier.
It's 2d6. It's
Plus
2d6
any
plus
mods.
2. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, plus 2, so 10.
10 point. Ouch. It's going to use. Has it gone since? No, it hasn't. So yes, it has. It gets to use its reaction again. So 10 reduced by 2 takes 8 points of damage. Yikes. He's looking really bad. One might say that he might be a little bit bloodied, even for those of us who played 4th edition. Okay. Anything else you want to do? Do you want to? I'll give you this option if you want. Ollie, you can latch onto his leg, which would give him disadvantage on his next attack against anybody else but you.
Yeah, I'm latching.
Okay. As your locks,
Ollie, I swear to God.
as your jaw locks in like a pit bull, it's gonna have to either smack you or shove a finger up your bum hole to let you go. But right now, you're just kind of.
Whoa.
That's actually true. Actual truth. If a pit bull locks a jaw on you, they teach you this. Like when I used to take my dog. Like if you're ever attacked by certain breeds and he's attacked by another dog.
Okay, so
This is why you're
I've
watching
heard
Dungeons
this.
and Dragons.
I've heard this
stream
as
is
well,
the
and it's actually
pitfall
not
facts.
true. Pit bulls don't get lockjaw. That's not a thing.
That's the thing.
And it's not. It's I said the same thing, and my partner was like, no, and
Yeah,
she
it's
went
not-
to
it's not a thing.
she did biomed. So
Nah,
veterinary
I
bioscience,
trust some
so-
random guy that taught the dog class, man.
It's it's enough of a common misconception that it hasn't stopped me dressing up as a pit bull and biting people.
You know, we all have our own kinks. All right, Ollie,
Now's
you're
better
locked
watch
in.
himself tonight.
Yeah.
Goose, you're up.
Goose is
That's
turn.
you. Yeah, it's you.
That's
And then
me.
Lyndon's next.
Goose is gonna use half his movement to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Classic. He is going to ready. He is. So I've got the warhammer and I've got the shield. I realize a shield usually is an action to take. Is there some way I can just like, as an object interaction, like just like break it off me so that it's fallen to the ground and it's off me?
You want to? Sorry, one more time. You want to do what?
Just like usually taking off a shield is
Yeah.
like a full action. I just want to kind of like
No, you can drop it for
Yeah.
free. A free action,
Cool,
drop
cool,
your
cool.
items. Yeah, I don't.
just like as he gets up, he just leaves everything there, picks up and like draws the head like the maul, the heavy maul from his back, yeah, he's gonna take a swing.
All right, I want you to know, by the way, that I quickly Googled this thing, and you're right. There's no lockjaw, and I'm very sad about the whole thing. So I've been shoving fingers up buttholes for no reason. Okay, Goose.
For
What-
nothing.
For nothing.
Not for no
Yes.
reason.
I mean, you know. All right, Goose, you have the war maul, and you are technically flanking with your brother, so you have advantage
Let's go.
on
He gets
the
up and
attack.
he's just like shaking his head at this creature. And he's like weak. He's like, your mother would be so disappointed. That is a 18 to hit.
18 hits.
You see that kind of wind whips around the hammer again, and he's gonna hit with thunderous damage, booming blade. 10 points of bludgeoning damage, and I'm gonna push him. He is pushed 5 feet away. I
Okay.
assume he is large and not huge.
He is large, yeah.
Cool.
As you push him 5 feet away, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you guys just done the schoolyard bully thing of like somebody's crouched behind him and you knock
Yeah.
him over?
Yeah, that's basically it.
That's amazing.
You watch as he holds onto his head. There's a dent where you hit him with a hammer, in his skull, and there's just like you can see through the thick skull. Is that brain matter? Oh yeah, it is. This guy's looking like a dog's breakfast at this point. He's still holding on through sheer half ogre stubbornness, but he is on death's door.
I'm like, I think I made you prettier, mate, so don't be mad at me.
I can't feel.
Oh, you can.
Money.
Very much can.
I love money.
All right. He's starting to become
I heard mummy the first time, so
That's
I'm
fine.
really glad he said
I did have
the
mummy
twice.
He is starting to kind of lose his mind because he is at death's door. Anything else? So are you moving it anymore, or are you staying still?
I'm staying 5 feet away from me, and I'm attempting very much to get him to come towards me.
All right, Lyndon, you're up.
Let's see if we can finish this guy then. 1-2 punch. Lyndon working with Corey. Same mind going. She runs forward and does cold. Lyndon is going to try and put his system into shock by sudden temperature change. Lyndon's going to run up to within range and then cast the create bonfire right beneath him. I think Lyndon, as he's running, sees Goose pushing back, and so he sees where he's coming. He casts it right behind him, so that as he's stumbling back from Goose's push, he steps right into my fire.
Nice.
He needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah,
Or
set
take
his
fire
ass on
damage.
fire.
I set fire.
And hopefully the sudden cold from Corey's spell changed into the sudden heat from mine. He's gonna
All right,
screw
so
with
it's
him.
a dex saving throw?
A dexterity saving throw.
What's the DC?
DC 13.
Without even looking at the die, I know I rolled a nat 20. Oh wait, that's a 5. Okay, so that's a failure.
He's going to take 6 points of fire damage.
And with this, as the Gorgonus gets knocked in the head, shot, bitten, it's a nightmare of a situation. He thought he could just take on the world, Gorgonus thought. Instead, as he stumbles back, trips backwards over the tail of the wolf, falls into the pile of this enormous bonfire. The strength begins to fail his body as he cooks, living for the next few seconds until finally. Lyndon, how would you like to finish him?
I think Lyndon keeps the fire going as it's flaming up his body. Is he wearing, like we see in the mini? Has he got like hide armor? And
He's
like,
got
furs
hide
and stuff
armor.
on?
He's got like this long
Yeah.
fur behind him of some bear that
I
he
think
skinned in
Lyndon
his
kind
battle.
of reminiscent of where he was holding onto the poison before, just like manipulates the fire a bit and brings it up the back of him to the furs, and he can smell that burning hair smell that you all know. We can smell that from the furs on his back, and then it gets up, and we can smell that sort of cooked pork kind of thing of the leather and the skins of the hides he's wearing, sort of melting itself. Yeah, you know how so spontaneous combustion in IRL is like when something catches a light in somebody, and then basically people with a lot of fat on their body, the fat can start to liquidize and essentially act like the candle wax of a candle, and then it just burns a person from the inside out.
You know how you stop that?
Back.
You put your finger up their bum and then it.
Yeah, right up their bum.
Yeah,
If you ever catch a light, and you
Just
finger up the bum. At least you die happy. And so Lyndon keeps the fire going up his back until he can feel the half ogre's flesh is melting itself, and then he can let go of the fire, and it just keeps itself burning at that point.
With this, as the ogre liquefies, and very little is left other than bones, half melted fat and muscle, he's very quickly unrecognizable. And as the only sound that you hear beyond the wind howling through the winds for just that split moment of a heartbeat is just the heart, the sound of the pumping blood in your ears, this... It feels like almost an out-of-body experience as you're feeling your heart rushing, the sound of your breath, and you come to as that tinnitus sort of just coalesces into one. You're back in the moment, and you can hear the footfalls, the heavy footfalls running behind you of Becklin, of Cudgel, charging up with a number of burlier villagers that were sitting in the spectator spot. And as they come up at the side of the hill, what in the hell happened here?
Just in time. Great. You got here just in time to clean everything up. That's fantastic, Declan.
Corey is immediately running into Lyndon's arms and shaking like
Yeah. Lyndon's gonna grab you.
not doing okay.
Are you okay? Just gonna hold your back of the head and just kind of hold you close and use it, comforting you as much as they're comforting themselves, just by like, I don't know what we've gotten into. We a few days ago we were at a wizard school, and now we're killing monsters.
This is like your first just going out into the workforce. I didn't say that. Sorry.
As you guys are sitting here sort of dealing with the aftermath of the battle, at that moment, coming up the hill, you see walking on the horse, your dad showing up a little bit later. He slept in because he's not used to drinking so much anymore. And you can hear him calling out, "Did I miss anything? Have we started yet?" And
all wrapped up. Pretty neat.
As I drop out of the tree. Just,
Oh yeah, that must have hurt really bad.
I was gonna just run up and just start sniffing the spear wound.
Yeah.
Oh shit! No, wait, you're actually hurt.
That's where it. That's the spear. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I always say, never get stabbed by a spear.
I will endeavor to do that next time, Goose.
He walks up to Juniper and he's like, "Jun, on 3.
Okay.
1, and then he pulls the thing out.
As you pull it out,
you can punch me if you want. That's fine.
I need you to make a medicine check, please.
Oh, no.
Goose, of all fucking people.
I was just doing it for flavor.
You've killed me, Goose.
That's not too bad.
And
13.
in my last words, I haunt you.
As you pull the spear out,
you forever.
Judy, you suffer 2 points of damage. As this thing was partially barbed, and he rips some muscle and sinew out in doing so. It hurts. There's blood that's seeping out of it. You're familiar enough with dressing wounds from either your fights after every brawl that you've had or any show that you've put on, that she's not going to bleed out. But certainly that was not the cleverest idea you've ever had.
That was in there. Goose.
Yeah, that was deep in there. I should have probably not done that one.
No. It's done now.
Goose is gonna rip a strip off his shirt and then like pat it up, and it's like this. No, all right.
Needs clean bandages. You know what? Just if someone can point me in the direction of a tent, I'll do it myself.
You watch beside you.
Ollie's going to
go ahead.
And push the nuzzle underneath Junie to either help her walk in a direction or to have her ride Ollie.
People are backing away from you. The villagers that came up to help you watch as Becklin takes a step back.
Becklin, could you be useful for a second and step forward and get some kind of medical help, maybe?
As she's looking, she says, "You know what? Yes." And as she turns to see the dwarf there, the leader of the Merc camp, she pulls out from behind her manacles, and you watch as she shackles the dwarf. "Until we get answers, we're all going back to town. Cudgel, I'm sorry, but I don't know what to think right now. We need to get to the bottom of this. And I don't know who I can trust quite yet. You lot, with me. Who is healthy enough to look?" She starts delegating some of the villagers to look after the people who are injured across the battlefield. It is a battlefield, and it is littered with what should have been a Happy Days commemoration and reenactment that has happened hundreds of times now. A fun day for kids and adults alike to remember. The low moans of the dying, the silence of the dead is heavy on the battlefield. You lot have done your part, and she asks you to please take Cudgel back with you, back to town, while she and the rest of them collect what they can and start bringing people home before they deal with the corpses at a later time. The mood goes very somber. The walk back to Vogler is quiet. And eventually you do arrive to town with your father beside you, walking with Junie the horse. And as you arrive back to town, I think that's where we'll end it for today. And we'll pick up the pieces next week to figure out what exactly happened at the Battle of High Hill. Cool. That was
Woo-wee.
fun.
Woo!
Well,
What a
well,
session.
well done, you
Hell
guys.
yeah.
That was good.
Oh God.
As you guys get back, we're gonna do this here. You do, if you could hear it in your mind's eye, bing, you do level up to 3.
baby.
So last
Let's
time we did
Very
this,
nice.
we decided if we wanted to roll the hit points or not, and we could do that again. So let's, and you don't all have to do the same. I don't mind, but if you want to roll hit points, you can. If you want to take the average, you can. I'm going to put somebody on the spot right away. We're going to put the 2 people together out in that corner of the world. Dread, and what will you choose to do?
I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
For some reason, I'm having a mind blank on what hit dice I need. So there, so
You're a
I'm just
druid, you
looking
need a
for
D.
D8.
D8. Yeah,
D8.
cool.
Yeah.
I roll a D8. I'll roll a D8. I roll a D8. 8.
Nice. Huge. What does that put your hit points at? And you add the
Plus
modifier,
plus your con mod.
I was 17, so it'll be 25 plus con mod,
which is plus 2 for you. You have a con of 14.
Yeah.
So you're at
it'll be
27?
Nice. 27 hit points is
yeah.
respectable for level 3. Holy
Oh
cow.
my
Very
gosh.
nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. The twins will leave for last because it's always the most ridiculous. Juniper Rose, what will you choose? Do you want to take average or do you want to roll your hit points?
I would like to roll mine, please.
Okay, reminder, chat, I'm heartless. I'm a big jerk. If they roll a 1, they're just stuck with 1. So roll your, you get a D10, I think?
T10, yeah.
10 for Rangers.
So that I rolled a 4.
Okay, plus your
That's
con modifier.
Plus my con. Yeah.
Just a smidge under average, but it's not bad.
Eh,
Gustav.
it's respectable.
Last time I rolled, and I rolled worse than the average.
Yes.
So statistically,
That's,
I
You're gonna
have
roll.
to.
You're
They're
gonna
really-
roll better. That's how it
Yeah.
works.
that's how stats work, exactly.
See,
They're
I
related progression to the
prefer as
name.
a player
Trust
not
me.
to roll, but Goose would roll. So
Okay.
I got straight on the average. Okay, 4.
4 is below average for you, right?
What were you gonna
That's
say?
a D6.
Oh, I was just gonna say there was almost no
wait,
need to
D6?
roll.
You're. Oh, okay. I see what's happening here. I see what's happening here. All right, exactly. Last time I think Lyndon rolled for the twins.
Correct. It's
So
Corey's turn.
Corey, do you choose to? I think you guys are going to roll, right?
Yeah,
I'm
of
gonna
course.
roll. Okay.
That's-
That is a 2.
Yeah, twins.
Twins
Yeah.
power.
Is
do
that
I get
what
to
you
roll?
rolled last time as
Can I-
well?
Yeah, that's what I rolled last
Yeah.
time.
I'm going to roll a die
Uh,
too because my bad guys level up too. All right, perfect. Yay, 100.
So cool. Now our total hit points is 16.
At level 3.
Nice.
We're going to make it, you guys.
Squishy wizards.
It's gonna, hey, nothing but up, right?
So
Still more than what it used to be.
I'm
it's been
gonna
weird
maybe
lately.
think about taking some
I've just been doing
longer
that,
range
enjoying
spells.
So before we head out today, thank you first of all for the players and rolling all them narrow twinnos. I want to make an announcement about the contest. So we have an fan art contest or clip of the week or gift of the week, but what I didn't do is clarify. We received a few submissions, although great, are using AI generated sort of images. We didn't clarify this before. I want to clarify it now. As much as it's cool to use AI art, and I think it's wonderful to use at home personally in your personal life, it's not something that I'm comfortable with in terms of like, it's not clear on what's being stolen. It's just such a murky space still. So we don't really want to give a prize for somebody, say, who did a actual art. They sat there and did an actual art, who drew something out versus somebody who's just using AI. So we're not going to be giving out prizes for AI uses. Therefore, because it wasn't clear, you guys get an extra week to submit for the art for the first 3, even this 4th episode. It's fine. And instead, we'll pick 2 winners next week. Instead of picking a winner today, we'll pick 2 next week just to give you guys the extra week to do your fan art or gifts or clips. And you can submit them either through Discord, just at me, or send them by email. It's easier so I can actually see them. And at that point, we'll go over them all together, the crew, and we'll decide which 2 winners we like. And the prize is a Tailspire code. So if you guys enjoy Tailspire, then you can win an own copy for yourself, and you can do whatever you want with it. In the meantime, let's just.
I think just to be super clear, because it wasn't always clear for me. I was like way behind the 8 ball on this, and until more recently, the reason for it is like AI is great and it's capable of doing wonderful things, but the controversy around it is that in order to train an AI to be able to do wonderful things, you need to feed it a bunch of real life stuff that humans have done, so that it's got something to learn from. And a lot of these AI programs that people are using, the things that are being fed to it do not have the consent or the permission of the people who made that artwork. So the artwork's being stolen from people who have made that and not gotten any money for it, as they are then being used to train the AI. So that's why we're iffy around allowing AI submissions for the contest.
I just want to say that Classic Sam just lost his mind. Thank you, Classic Sam, for gifting 25 subs.
Her mind, I believe.
Her mind, sorry, their minds. I apologize. Thank you very much for the gifted subs.
Hells yeah, Classic Sam.
That's rad.
Classic Sam, you rock. So that's a classic Sam right there.
That is a classic Sam.
She's one of the people who'll pop into mine and be like, I can't stay very long because I'm going to work, but here's 25 subs, and I'll be like, well,
she came the other day.
See me losing my mind over that stuff.
I was streaming like non D&D, I was doing D&D. I was doing D&D, and she gave like I double checked. I was like, oh, thank you for the 500 bits. No, it was 5,000 bits. And I was like, what do you, that's a lot. And so I put that towards paying off the art for Dragonlance, because I wanted to put it towards the crew. So thank you very much, Classic Sam. I'll repeat this tiny piece and then we'll do around the table again. Any donations, any tips that you guys, or bits that you give during the Dragonlance stream goes towards, paying off the art and the trailer and all those things. And also the players. So feel free, if you want to save up your bits and bytes till that time, and then come in at that point and donate. That's super appreciated, and makes us feel nice that you guys like it. But you don't have to. You can just watch for free too. That's also more than okay. All right, with that, let's go around the table one more time. We'll start with who's gonna do the recap this week. Who do you reckon was the star of the show?
I mean, with Ollie's first big transformation.
I think so, right?
I was going to say, yeah, Ollie's first wild shape. I think that's a good Ollie.
I'm in Western Australia right now and outside of my recording booth. And
when do you come home?
It's like super full until I get back home. So it could be delayed if that's okay.
That's totally fine.
Sunday. So
the other thing that we could do is we could do Junie, because she saw everything from the tree.
Yeah,
I sure did.
She had a good vantage point of everything.
Yeah,
I did, and look, I nearly died.
Yeah,
which is always fun.
Junie could
fun to recount.
I really, really, really want to do it, but I'm not.
We'll save it.
Right
we'll
now.
save it, and it'll allow me to send
okay.
you the stats of your specific transformation with the mask.
Yes, please.
Also, just I don't remember who did the last one, but it was a bit long. So just make sure it's like a minute, 2 minutes.
That's my bad. That's honestly that's my bad.
2 minutes.
So
sharp
and
that
shiny.
was.
Yeah. So last time we said that, it obviously wasn't clear enough.
You know what? Whoever does it, just 15 minutes. Just like sit there, recite all of Hamilton
in real time, beat for beat.
All of Hamilton. Yeah, the 15 minutes.
Notoriously 15 minutes.
Oh my goodness, Classic Sam.
Classic Sam. Amazing.
Okay. Well, we crushed it. Thank you very much for all the support, you guys. Really, it's very, 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 very kind of you. Okay. So let's go around the table. Thank you. I know it's like 3 a.m. for Rob right now, and he probably wants to get going to bed at some point.
All good.
It's like 6 a.m. He's gonna get 3 hours of sleep.
D&D energizes me. I don't listen to my body's needs until I stop, and then all of a sudden my body goes, "Hey, you listening now? Okay, we're hungry, we're tired, we need a pee."
That's super healthy.
He's gonna cosplay as a pit bull in a minute. Goose, tell us a little bit about what you're up to. I'm gonna transition from pit bull butthole straight to Goose. Goose. Since you're the expert on all things Pitbull, what's going on?
Well, actually, just at this very moment, I am setting live my first sponsored video, which is a video about Monster Souls, a upcoming Kickstarter. And I go into depth about how I put magic items into my own campaign, what I think are cool magic items. So it would be really appreciated if you go and can
you drop that link? Can you drop that link?
Buttons.
Click that link. Give us the link right now.
There.
Right now. Boom.
Go watch.
Everybody right now, subscribe.
Buttons.
Yeah. It's amazing. Go watch and click buttons. Absolutely. You know what? I'm Zach's #1 fan. You guys didn't know this, but I
Thanks.
actually have a tattoo of his face in place.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's so embarrassing. I have a
Yeah.
tattoo of my face too.
Perfect.
On your face.
And Goose, congratulations. Not Goose. Zach, congratulations on making YouTube partner. Maybe one day you get like the silver play button. I can't wait for you
Maybe.
to get the day that you have like a gold play button.
Did you say you wanted a silver play
Yeah, we
button?
want to see it, Rob. Can you grab us the silver play button? We really need a close up of it though, because you always hold it back. We just want to
All right, how do I turn off his camera? Hang on. How do I turn off his?
Thank you, Rob.
So can't see what the name is.
There we go.
The reason it's no longer behind me is because we had a cyclone through Auckland recently, and it fell off the wall and got damaged on a dragon. So now a dragon has taken a bite out of my silver play button, which is pretty
that's
cool.
just cool.
Way to make it part of the story. We love that.
Moving right on. Well, since we're talking about him anyway, Rob. Where can we find you? And tell us about that silver play
Hi.
button.
Are we always talking about Rob? Jeez.
So my name is Robert Hartley, GM. I am a Dungeon Master, full-time TTRPG player. I am the Dungeon Master for a comedy group called Viva the Dirt League. That is the channel for which we have the silver play button, because we have about 1/3 subscribers on there. Just no big deal, but quite a few. It's a very fun campaign, and it's in short half-hour episodes, so it's easy to catch up on, easy to binge. It's comedy form rather than like long form, that makes it very difficult to catch up every week. That's what I'm most well known for, but I also do D&D in my own right on Twitch and all of the places. Just search Robert Hartley GM.
Awesome. I will do that. Also, I noticed, because I have a YouTube thing, and I saw that is that you, the Viva La Dirt League D&D, that followed or subbed to my YouTube channel, I think? And I was like, oh, wow, what was that? And I went and I high-fived my kids, like, what's happening? Don't worry about it. Just come here and hug your dad. And I made it. I was like, I made it. And they're like, what did you make? Just make my lunch, please. Like, all right, I'm sorry. So that was short-lived.
I may be in charge of that channel.
Well, it was dope and it was awesome. Let's go with the twin. AJ, tell us about a little bit about you and what's going on. Thank you for the hype train, you guys.
Hi, my name is AJ Winters. I am a Dungeon Master and World Builder from Winter's Tales. Dread is currently in my studio because last night on the Chronicles of Aelwyn, they were a guest star, which is pretty freaking cool. So you can go check out the VOD, or the episode will be out on our YouTube on Friday. But Dread and I are also going to be doing some world building on the channel in about 5 to 10 minutes time, whenever this stream wraps.
Hey.
You can join us.
Start streaming and I can raid right into you. Look at that.
I will do that.
Yeah.
Jazz hands.
It's a thing that I can do.
Perfect.
I got a new dance move, guys. Look.
Nice. Well, Dread, tell us a little bit. Dread, I'm sorry that earlier. Tell us all about yourself while we get ready to raid into your area in a minute.
I'm a big ball of chaos that runs around the internet, tries to play as much TTRPGs as possible, and then talk about them. You'll be walking down the street and I'll be like, hey, do you know about TTRPGs? I want to tell you about TTRPGs. Sit down and listen. If you want to hear what I have to say, check out my YouTube channel. I'm currently working on it. I'm 676 subscribers. Pretty good, you know, getting there. But yeah, you can find me around the internet. If you want to know what we're doing this week, somehow I have to put together a movie night stream here in Western Australia, even though my stream room is in New South Wales. But I'll make that.
Yeah?
No, I'm doing it. At Aaron's. Okay. Yeah. But Rob will be joining me for that. He is a fellow knight, and we're watching the third movie. Rob, are you ready for this?
I'm very ready.
Very ready. Yeah, very ready.
Third Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Dungeons and
Better
Dragons.
than the second.
The official Dungeons and Dragons movies, and to let you know how good they are, they deserve their rating on IMDb. So
Excellent.
But on top of that, we're about to release the very first commentary track. What's really cool about it is we're going to release them to the Dread GM channel. So if you want to watch along like you were there, you can sync your timer to ours and you can listen to us spouting on about how much we love the villain with the blue lips.
Yeah.
The blue lips was
And
made the
you've
whole
got
movie.
merch.
We've got merch. Oh,
Yeah.
we've got merch. We haven't had merch. We haven't had merch in so long. If you want some blue lips merch, it's currently up there right now on the Dreaded GM merch page. And you can there's a link in the Discord. Go join the Discord as well while you're at it, and then you can get
All
the
the
lips.
things.
It's really cool. It's like a big pair of blue lips, and it says "Thieves, always taking things that don't belong to you."
Nice.
A quote from the first movie.
Yeah,
for anyone
quote from
who
the first
hasn't
movie.
seen it.
Yeah. That movie was really good.
Writing.
It was
It's
really
I'm
the best
glad you
writing.
filled me in.
Better than the
'cause
second one.
I have not seen the movie.
Watch 'em. They're great.
Well, Ellen, I do have something for you. If you want to watch
Amazing.
it and you want to watch it with us, you can just, put us on and watch along. It's really cool.
Aw, that would be nice. It would be like I had friends.
Friends.
Oh my gosh. No, we're her family.
We're her family. Wait, we have to do it at the same
Exactly.
time. Ready?
No, please don't.
So with
No,
this,
no, it's like what I say to my dog. Okay, I'm your mother. I'm not your friend. Very different.
Speaking of, Ellie, why don't you tell us a little bit where we can find you and what's going on? Is there something going on, like some kind of festival I heard maybe?
Oh man, I just want the festival to be over.
No.
Yes, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of everything happening in March and then nothing. No, of course, if you are in Ghana, Yurta, or Adelaide, and you want to celebrate the wonderful Adelaide Fringe Festival, I have a solo show called Be a Doll, Won't You? All about the gender politics and objectification of women in just everyday life, but particularly the sex industry. So it's a real fun romp. Just kidding, it's a dark comedy. So I've got that, but then also Roll2Cast has got 3 remaining unique TTRPG live shows. We will be playing Vampire the Masquerade, Kids on Bikes, I'm running that, and Pulp Cthulhu, and it will follow on from our characters from the podcast. If you can't come down to Adelaide, that's all good. Subscribe to the podcast, listen to that, follow Roll2Cast on YouTube. I actually have a DICE video essay that I feel like I don't spruik enough. Go watch it. I talk about DICE and its historical context for making games, but also what DICE mean to humans, more than just shiny click-clacks. So go watch that and tell me if you like it. And remember, a down vote is still engagement. I don't care. You still watched it. That's enough. That's enough. And that's all from me. I am so zonked. I've gone from work to show to stream, and I'm like
ready to hang out with the puppy.
Ready to hang out with a puppy.
I watched that video. It's actually good. So go watch it and don't downvote it.
Actually good.
The way you said that.
Did I really say it?
No.
Wait, let me try to be genuine then. I'll try and be genuine. I'm sorry.
Retake that.
Let me take
roll a performance check.
Take 2.
Okay, you ready? It's really good.
Nice. I believe it.
Holy shit,
I believe
I thought
it.
it.
Give that man an
I
Oscar.
was expecting
All right. Okay. All right.
Look forward to the recap. Please participate in the contest to get yourself Tailspire codes because I want to give them away. And you guys are awesome. And thanks to the players specifically for being here and choosing to play with me. See you guys tomorrow or next week. And if we never see you again, well, take care of yourself and have a great rest of your life. Bye for now. Bye.
For now. Love you.
Bye.
Bye forever. See you later.
Bye.
Bye forever.
Not forever. Not forever. Be back next week.
Bye.